Hey, I started the
Say it.
stream after we've been talking for about 30 minutes. It's fine. It's been a while. We're here. I apparently need to fix the overlay because I forgot you guys are level 5.
Stay a while. Listen.
I'll do that in the
Are
background.
we truly level 5?
I think you are. I mean, you guys don't have to be level 5.
Oh no. We finally we made it to the hump of level 1 through 5. Now we have got to
Now
the
you have
meat
to
of our
get to that
class.
hump of getting to level 10.
I'm not really worried about level 10, to tell you the truth. I just want to get to level 5.
It depends on the class.
Just because of the swing once. We're gonna wait.
Like I need.
Okay, next round I get one more swing.
Yeah, now my next level I'm waiting
Unless
for
you take a feat
7.
or your class allow you to do shenanigans.
Level 7. That's what I'm waiting for now.
Yeah, like I was looking at there's so many options I could have chosen Paladin, but I was like, I don't think I should be a conquest Paladin in Pondo game. That means I'll just be a dick all the time.
Yeah, I've kind of spoiled myself by because I'm playing a Berserker Barbarian in my Monday Avernus game and having 3 attacks per round. So satisfying.
Yeah.
Like I hit him, I do it again. Guess what? One more time. Just truck people. I got like 2 weeks ago, got like a double crit in a single turn on both attacks. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, that happened to me in the arena fight. It was glorious.
Just yeah, but this is with like a level 8 barbarian with a great act. It's just
Level 8 barbarian, half orc.
Goliath actually, but
Okay.
What was it?
I tell you what,
giant campaign getting the giant Bane axe, the MacGuffin of the thing.
I love that. So, because we're playing Avernus, right? We have our Hell Engine, whatever thing, and my station is I'm either firing a giant F-off harpoon or it's a giant wrecking ball. Hitting somebody with a giant wrecking ball is just. If you've ever seen the movie Gone in 60 Seconds, there's a scene where it's like a Jeep Cherokee gets slammed by a wrecking ball from a crane. It just knocks it through a wall. That's how I feel when I'm in that thing. I knock down this giant tower and just smashing stuff. It's just.
Why do you think I got me a battle ram in this game, in this thing, for I could when I need to knock down the door, if I could be open up FBI.
I really want to do some more stuff in Avernus because it's just ridiculous and it's fun. It's such a good setting. They need to release more stuff for it, but I don't know if they will anytime soon. Because it's crazy, but it's hell, so it's like, who cares, right?
Oh, you might be going to the abyss soon, so you might be swimming in hell.
I live in the abyss. It's called Florida.
This is true. God, Florida man.
I don't know, man. Mississippi was arguably worse than Florida has been. Like, there's a lot of crazy people in Florida, but we keep the crazies around to keep everybody else away. They're like guard dogs. Like, they're deterrents, right? Like, as long as you don't make eye contact with them, they don't attack us. That's the thing. That's the mistake that people move here and make, is they stare at them and then make eye contact. And it's like a giant, primate. It gets mad and then attacks, right? But you just don't maintain eye contact and you're good.
Yeah, why would you stare at people? It's rude to stare.
Yeah, right. They're just like, whatever the meth head's doing, just leave them alone. It's fine.
Interesting side note, me wearing a mask, people doesn't tell me to smile anymore because of my resting bitch face at work. I have a constant resting bitch face at work because the shit that come out of people's mouth is just like,
I know what you mean. I feel you.
I've been told by people I have because I don't feel good a lot of the time, especially, and I have a resting face of. I have one of those faces that usually that's like, it's not just a resting bitch face. It's a, if you talk to me, I'm going to rip off your head and shit down your neck face. And so and when I move, like in a grocery store, I move with purpose, and it's almost like the parting Red Sea. People just get out of the way.
We actually have masks at work.
Yeah, same way.
We're out of gloves.
I just truck through people. I just don't like people, man, which is hilarious because I play mostly MMOs and online games, but whatever.
But you don't have to indirectly. You could add them to a lore after a certain level of stupid. That's why I prefer having people online versus real life.
True enough. We're getting distracted again.
I got a lot of bags on my eyes now.
It's okay. I was using the time appropriately.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You had to fix the.
I did, and I fixed it very quickly, and I can't shut down Photoshop.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we made it. Level 5. It's been a long time coming. We all fell apart.
Well, we've been level 5 for like the last session. We were level 5.
You
already.
were. You're just
But
saying,
sorry, we haven't played like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
you were indeed level 5. You just haven't gotten into any combat yet.
No, we did because I'm pretty sure because I remember we did a thing where I got to attack with my axe twice. I think we were level 5 in a cave. The cave fight.
I thought you got to level 5 after the
No, we
fight.
was level 4 in that fight.
Were we?
Yeah, we were level 4 on the
I think
cave.
you-
haven't fought at level 5 yet.
Well, if we were level 5, that cave fight would have been a hell of a lot easier because you would have fireballed a bunch of guys.
Yeah, I would have fireballed some people. I thought we had.
He knows what was up. It's like I would have ran up, tried to get as much people together, and be like,
Okay,
"Drop the
maybe-
fireball on me."
I
It wasn't-
send the fireball at the civilians.
Look, that orphanage attacked me. It was self-defense.
I've been watching this one channel. I've been doing a lot of. They do submits for like stories, and I remember one of the story, the bleeding crit story of human cleric tanks are the best. And
There's no
Pathfinder
reason.
would be
There's
fair.
yeah. We've done at least one combat because I'm scrolling up and there's a bunch of stuff where we've done double weapon attacks. So I don't know what we did, but we did something anyway.
I know I did an arena fight. I know that at least.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm thinking.
I lugged myself to a arena fight because I should have lost that fight.
I rolled bad and you rolled well. This is how it works.
Yep. You know, I had to go around fighting different arena.
Now you have to go up to the
champions.
next level. Who's going to beat your ass when you
The
get to him?
dice giveth and the dice taketh away.
That's right. That's right. Tondo, keep talking shit because the fates of the gods are gonna make you real crappy because you're talking
Now you got to
that
face the
shit.
champion. How's that going to
thought-
make you feel?
Losing to the champion is like I lost the
Please, look,
champion. It's like,
If he ever wins something with the champion, please add an NPC that's like that annoying little bastard in Oblivion that follows you around. It's like, you know, oh, the Imperial champion, whatever. That, you know, that little annoying shit.
I thought it would be more like a Pokemon thing, like you have to go to gym before you go to the league. That might be too much work for you though, because there's only so many NPC melee types in this game.
Yeah,
We need
you can't
we need another bestiary because
you
I
can't
actually
get
mapped
super-
all the.
You can't get super crazy in this like you can in Pathfinder, where there's almost limitless combinations.
Yeah, that's what I loved about when I made a.
You know what? I can always do the crazy thing. Go look into homebrew. Be like, all right, what's the most bullshit class they have on here?
But it's so
Oh,
much math though. That's the I
There's-
used to do that. Then I got bogged down and I realized, wait a minute, this is just a guy that's going to get the crap kicked out by the NPC. I just should grab a thing, maybe add like 3 levels to it to give it some flair. That's why I did a pit. People at pit server got pissed off at me doing it, but it worked.
I mean, there are a
People
lot of
remember that Harpy would level a ranger because there's a Harpy shooting a bow, or the gladiator with levels a monk that's just fury knocking people face in with their fists. People
There are a lot of
remember.
the homebrew classes. Like, there's a lot of homebrew stuff though that's really like. I just when I go and look, I just sort by both views and rating, and there's a lot of that stuff that's been around for a while and has been like had the shit tested out of it.
Well, also it's more or less like if they give me like a text on how this person fight. Usually, I take the generic NPC, then I pick out 3 levels that fits that kind of style, so it can flavor to. It's like teetling the thing that way just enough that it's not as much work. You know what I mean?
Well, a lot of the homebrew stuff too, at least on D&D Beyond, are just people have converted Pathfinder class or subclasses and archetypes into 5e stuff. Just fair enough.
I've mostly gotten into the handle of homebrewing my own monsters typically.
Mhm.
It's because
whatever thing,
huh?
the necro shenanigan one.
The
Necroskulkers.
Necroskulker. Yeah.
It just sounds like something that would be in Chronicles Heretic for some reason.
I checked to make
Bear's
sure that
favorite
name
enemy.
wasn't taken because like, man, that's an awesome name. I hope it's not taken. Nothing's taken yet. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, tell me about it. I was trying to come up with a name for my Iron Warriors warband, and all of the variants are like, oh, steal this, iron that. I'm like, oh, Steel Brethren, it'll be cool. And it's like I started writing out a thing for it, and then I looked it up. It's like, oh, that's one of the 5 most known warband. Me, and then I had to trash the whole thing. start over.
So I've just automatically gone to the assumption in my head that everything's been thought of already, and
Well, yeah, it's a
And you know what?
Did
As
it.
soon as you get that mindset, it makes GMing a lot easier.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you just the mindset of I don't give a shit. But you just do the thing of it's The Simpsons did it right because there's enough people. It's like
And that's what makes Rick and Morty great because they realize that
if you have
stuff is already
if
done.
you have what's it if you take a infinite amount of monkeys in a room with typewriters, at some point they're going to, in the correct order, type the entire works of Shakespeare in correct order. It's just going to happen. It's just probability.
But here's the thing: it's all about the delivery, which makes that's what makes the end of the Avengers Chronicle. Like we already seen a big over the top fight scene. It's how you deliver it is all about it. FYI, I do like Game of Thrones because it gives me my giant, fight the Lich King fight. I don't care how it ended. Also, I laugh at the people who named their baby after the Dragon Queen. Should have waited till the books were finished.
Well, that happens.
Should never happen.
That happens all the time. Like, for example, my cousin had a kid back when all the Twilight stuff was super popular, and now she's of the age where she's starting to realize that. Like, my sister was named after the sidekick of Xena, Warrior Princess, because it was a show my mother watched back in the 90s.
I like that show. I can't remember the sidekick name.
Her
sidekick's Hercules.
Well, her sidekick's named Ambrielle, but that's my sister's middle name, right? So it's like that's just you can every whatever's popular in that generation. So like there were tons of girls named after named Bella after what Twilight stuff or whatever. And it's just the names are just influenced by pop culture so much.
I was actually named after a soap opera character.
I'm named at my first name is actually after God, what's his name? Patrick Swayze in Roadhouse, I believe.
I was named after Dominique Wilkins.
Yeah, so it's just whatever's God.
I was named after a sitcom, but I don't remember what the name is.
Well, when I name my kids, hopefully I don't have two sons. If I do, it sucks to be dumb because they're going to be Dominique Jr. and Dominic II. Since my name got changed, it's gonna be hilarious.
I do always love. There's
like you're a joke. Have fun, kid.
Well, there's that meme or whatever, that meme format. It's like, Dad, why is my sister named this? It's like, oh, because your mother loved this, and it's like, oh, thanks, Dad. It's like no problem, and then they insert, like something hilarious. It's just stupid. It's mostly Warhammer shit that I see that, but it's just like
There was I know what you mean. Like the other thing where it's like, why do you let mom Why do you always let mom win? Well, she promised me one thing. I get to name the child whatever I wanted. Oh, okay, Dad. Then yada, yada, yada. And I was like, yes, my son. Insert popular name of either of character here. Like Son Goku or Naruto.
It's usually something stupid long, too. Like,
I just wish you didn't have to name your kid right at the hospital. I would, if I had a choice, I'll wait till like 1 or 2 to see how their personality.
You don't. You can defer for a little while.
Oh wow!
You have. I think you have until a year, or it's like 8 months or something like that.
It's
you
at least.
You can wait.
Yeah.
If I have a choice, I'm gonna wait. Just to see.
You have a choice, but most people don't take it. I think you have to give them something like girl or boy, and then decide the name later so they can have the certificate.
Well, the problem is a lot of people do the certificate and then, but they think, oh, well, because I'm doing it's like, no, you can defer, you can wait a while. I don't know. I think it varies from state to state and hospital to hospital, but you can wait at least because it's like at least a minimum amount of time because it's like, okay, hormones and adrenaline and emotion, and it's like a whole thing. It's like you're not going to think properly.
Because my mom was on that medication while she was giving birth, and the commercial Dominique Wilkins were popping up, and that's what I'm going to name my kid that. And I'm like, well, thanks, Mom.
Damn.
My mom was so doped up on drugs that she spelled my name wrong on my birth certificate.
Nice.
Funny enough, my grandparents that raised me taught me how to spell my name wrong. So every time when I spelled my middle name now, I was like, let me check my social security to make, okay, it's spelled this way, not 2 R's.
Well,
because it's only like, 1 R.
So it's like I go by my middle name. My middle name is Kane, but it's spelled K-A-N-E instead of like C-A-I-N-E, which is what like Michael Caine and a lot of like the British preferred use of it. And I have to I was like, oh, when I give them my name, it's like Kane, whatever. They're like, oh, a lot of times they'll write it spelled with a C. I don't have to. No, it's K or whatever.
Well,
so, yeah, no,
my middle name came from one of my dad homies that helped out my mom because he went to jail for their stuff, selling that good stuff. And he was like, "Homeboy's in jail. Let me help you out, lady." And she was
I mean,
I'm gonna name my child middle name.
At least being named after somebody who helps your family out's better.
Like
than
I was like, I have no problem
after,
with that.
It's better than being named after like pop culture stuff, in my opinion.
Like I might give my kid my middle name just because.
Yeah, that's like super common. Like, you know, like a son will get named something after like a grandfather or great grandfather or something, you know, somebody down the line, like whatever. It's not. I'd prefer that over like a pop culture
name. I might give him Vincent because that's my grandfather's dad's name. It's just Willie is such a boring name. Like I love my grandfather, but Willie was a boring name. Vincent is a little bit more interesting.
I'm not gonna have kids, so it's irrelevant to me. I'll name I
want two girls, me personally. If I try and kids,
I try and figure out. It's like when I get another cat, what am I gonna name him? And then that's as far as that goes.
We're getting a dog, so yeah, that's gonna be fun.
I refuse to give animals people names. Okay, the cat's named Dio, but that was Ronnie James Dio's stage name, and then for another one, I think I'm gonna name him Halford.
Saying or.
You see, that's the thing is people think it's a JoJo thing. It's like no, because it's like Ronnie James Dio was been around since the Black Sabbath days.
If you're a JoJo fan, you understand that Joe Dio is based off of Ronnie Dio. Like if you see the art,
a lot of people don't know that. But I think I'm going to name another cat
because most of the stuff in JoJo is musical.
Well, because people just aren't into like metal or you know that sort of thing.
That's why I named my Blood Bowl team after JoJo stands that were actually based off of music. Like all my. That's why when they looked at my roster, Cream Starter, I'm like, it's the name of the song.
I'm gonna get another
disco, chocolate disco.
Right. I'm gonna get
All right,
anyway,
let's get back on track here a little bit.
Yeah, it's standard intro length. It's
so
tracking
a footprints.
So last time we left off about 3 weeks ago, after it's just been a long 3 weeks.
Hurricane came
after completing your grand quest to save from people who've been kidnapped and who knows what we're going to happen to them.
Character art.
Some sort of cult sacrifice, probably. Who knows? Well, I know, but you guys might know.
Various deeds of questionable intent.
Selective robot dude got away. Warforged. Note to self, put an arrow through his head next time I see him.
Yeah, he didn't do it in the first place.
Well, we had
That's on you.
Hey, we need information from him.
Plus, you got your information. You could have shot him afterwards.
No, he's a wanted man. Like, it's not our job to pass prejudice to him. He should be judged in the court of law.
Yeah, man, as much as I just I'm a fan of summary execution and a lot of stuff. It's like trying to play a character where I just don't execute people for being dickheads. It's like there's a lot of restraint that I have to exercise.
But at the same time, I did murder those men. Like I gave them a choice. Like I'm tired. You're gonna leave those guys alone, or you're all gonna die. And basically, it's a Samurai Jack when the dad walks out the cartridge. It's like your actions your own. And I end up slaughtering a lot of guys that day. Just arrows, like kill shot. And when I fucked up with that one kill shot, that's when I got overswarmed. Shit got real.
So, eventually you had met up with, I forget my own NPC's name, Tholnir. Yeah.
No. All right.
Tholnir. He made a request for you guys to see if you could help him out in sort of an investigation of own personal business, as in one night his family pretty much got attacked and murdered by what you could describe as a bunch of bears. Though, after investigating, you've discovered that these aren't quite exactly bears. They have opposable thumbs.
Yeah.
Dead giveaway right there.
It's like, maybe they might be Yetis.
No.
No, we already disproved that part. Never mind.
I don't know if you did or not.
It's no, because we found.
You did find tracks similar to the bears and claw
tracks,
marks.
Yeah.
So
and then I'm starting to remember things now, which is very hard for me. But Yeah, I remember because we saw the set of tracks heading off to the north.
Yes.
We checked out like two or three sites. I can't remember.
Well, we spread out. We spread out, and everybody was like, "Hey, take an hour, find what you can find, and meet back up." And then we found a definite set of tracks, and then either you or the dwarf, somebody found not only tracks but like broken branches, and it's like there was a group that had moved through that area, like rather recently. If I remember correctly.
And after you found the tracks, y'all met up and started following them. And that's where we left off. What are you doing?
I thought I deleted that before anybody noticed.
No, I'm looking at your screen. You're right there.
No, not me. That's not me. That's Dom.
Yeah, I saw her do that. I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to get cotton.
Did it on accident.
I did
To everybody who can't see, because I wasn't opening, didn't have my map open. The players are messing with their icons. They learned that they can just pull onto the thing.
Oh, I didn't know that, but still.
Well, I didn't know that, and
what? One time I had like some funny thing, and I made like a little high sign with my icon once on one of my GM's thing. He's like, "Dominic, you goofball," and I was like,
yeah. So we left off as in you guys were going to investigate the movings-ons. As later that day, you finally get through the woods, and you actually notice something peculiar. You start seeing a small plume of smoke coming in through the woods as you're traveling through the snowy landscape.
Oh yeah, that was the last thing we was going to hit through, and that's when we break for like a long dramatic pause.
Yeah, for a break that we...
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
Good times.
Yeah.
My sister making meatloaf tonight, and it smells delicious. I can smell it in here.
Random meatloaf comment.
Do you continue on to investigate the smoke?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay.
It's like we're adventurers. When we see smoke, there must be fire or combat or free loot.
Everyone give me a stealth check.
Stealth check.
Oh, I have a spell for this. I cast Pass Without Trace.
Well, that's good, because at least half your party has disadvantage.
Plus 10 to your...
I feel called out. And I roll, like, yeah, so that's a 19, I'm pretty sure, which is a good thing.
Tholnir.
So 19, 14, and 22.
You know what? It's okay. See, I give Cotton a pat on the back. It's okay. We're okay. We got the spell.
That's why like level 5, I finally have Pass Without Trace.
Yeah.
Actually, more than half your party doesn't have it, and yeah.
Oh yeah, I had somebody once. They're like, "How walking a chainmail can't be that loud?" I was like, "Give me a second, because I have." I make chainmail just as giggles. I say it's like knitting. It's like medieval knitting. But I took a square foot of chainmail and I started doing this, and just how they're like, "Oh shit, that's loud as fuck." I was like, "Yeah, it's like walking with change in all of your pockets."
Yes.
It's incredibly loud.
All right, so Volkar got a 19. Seraphina got a 14. Alexander got a 22, and poor old Tholnir got a 17. Because it's supposed to be disadvantaged. I did the wrong thing as far as the macro went. But luckily, no one rolled a natural 1.
That's all that matters.
So there's a bunch of... Essentially, you can still hear the clanking a bit. But it's kind of being masked by the wind and the around crackling of the snow from the wind. As just like a huge haze is essentially covering all of you. You finally get to close to where a campsite. You can see a campsite in this small clearing in the woods with 4 almost kind of like a lean-to kind of tent. If okay, not there we go. It was not letting me bring you guys over. In the middle of the lean tent, there's 4 rocks set up along with 4 different large humanoid-like bears. Not really large, but bigger than your average human, about maybe anywhere between 8 feet, 7 feet in height. And they don't seem to be entirely savage-like, but they don't seem to be entirely sane or mentally right. Around them you can see just snow-covered blood. A couple of them are kind of just eating chunks of meat that you're not sure what they could be at the moment. Along their bodies, they're kind of what seems to be remains of like leather or like bits of chainmail. Not quite what's left. Obviously nothing that would actually provide any protection, but it's something that seems to be there.
Just like cobbled together.
Yeah.
They're eating something, right? Correct?
Yes.
They smell like human flesh.
It's a better question. Does human flesh have a different smell to other flesh?
I heard they smell like pork.
Cooked?
That's what I'm like. Because our flesh is supposed to be like pork-like, so if it get cooked by accident.
They do call human long pig for a reason.
Like hair smells god awful when it's burnt, which I've been to enough hairdressers to know, unfortunately.
Roll a perception.
Do I get advantage? Because it's my favorite enemy.
I'm worried that you would know how burning flesh smells like.
I've been burnt before.
Okay. I mean, I'm sure.
Anybody on a battlefield would know, for sure. Or like a pyre. Have you ever been to like a cremation, like a pyre or something, funeral pyre?
Yeah, now we rolled one. 18.
The smells not entirely. It's been cooked, but also smells burned. It smells faintly of the. From what I hear, it's supposed to smell like cooked pork. But there's also a different smell in there that you're not quite sure what it could be.
Oregano.
It's not oregano.
Or basil.
These,
potatoes. They probably dug up potatoes. There we go. If
cilantro, that has a smell when you cook it.
Yeah, cilantro. Maybe some garlic in there.
Garlic smells so good when you cook it, though.
Yeah, when you can put some oil on it and just let it toast.
A little bit of butter, a little bit of garlic and onions, and saute them all together.
I hate to be the bearer of ruining your little talk here, but this seems like a bad situation to be speaking of cooking.
Well, we have to know if they're eating people. If you're eating people, then we might have to be more aggressive. If they're not eating people, then we can maybe talk to them like civilized bears.
These aren't normal bears.
I know, but we try to give them the benefit of the doubt. They weren't the people. They probably are, but
Would you want to just walk straight to them and ask them yourself? I'll stand back here and watch you get eaten.
I thought that was a serious question you had there until you added the eating part.
I'm just going to make the assumption that for some reason tieflings have a very sulfurous taste, so no one bothers trying to eat them.
I would agree with that.
It smells like brimstone.
Like my horse. I thought I was going to get a cool holy seed, but I rolled and was like, well, it's a demon horse. Fuck it.
Sorry about the sarcastic remark. It did. I don't have the biggest faith in these things.
Well, we do have long range capabilities, so we could ambush them.
This is true. We could do that. I almost started speaking in my Star Wars character's voice, which is like that. Like I'm basing it on. He's based off the guy from Inglourious Bastards.
How about this? Y'all will stay hitting, and I would go talk to them.
Your head, so be it, or your leg, or whatever they decide to rip off and eat. But yeah, sure, why not?
It's fine. I'm supposed to be up front anyway.
I'll look over to I'll like lean over to the dwarf. Is it murder or is it suicide at that point? If they kill him, like which combination of both? Maybe I don't know.
Well, occasionally you have to be suicidal to become a martyr, so it's both.
It's true. Well, there's that. Eventually courage becomes stupidity at the point. Like
you see me start tiptoeing up, and once I get within
Can I cast guidance on him before he tiptoes up?
Oh, that'll be sure. Also, you guys can place yourselves anywhere within that 20-foot square.
Well, depending how long it's been, I mean, you might also have Pass Without Trace still up.
Has it been more than an hour?
Probably not, because you're relatively close. It's probably been 10-15 minutes since you passed it and walked close by.
Let's see,
You've got 1 minute of guidance.
Where are we at on the? Oh,
you can place anywhere between that square.
Yeah, I see it. I didn't see my character sheet's covering up.
Without having to make a stealth roll.
Okay. I can get right here, or
are you? Oh God, I need to see. Let me see how. All right. Pass without trace. Does the pass without trace follow you, or does it stay where you?
Plus 10 to stealth. You're immune to anything non-magical detect. Well, you don't leave a trace that can be tacked normally.
Yeah, you don't.
He wants to know the range of it, if it's gonna move with you, and if we're gonna get booted out of the battle.
Oh, there's no range. It's just
it's like fairy fire. Once you drop it, it's just whoever it was cast on originally, I believe.
So it's following you essentially, and they're out. I'm just trying to figure out if they are to the point where they're not in the bonus, which they aren't. 30 feet of you, including you. And it's on you. So, are you keeping the pass without a trace, or?
For the duration. Okay, yeah. So I guess we do have to stay within.
Yeah, let me check.
I mean,
in the square.
If we're sitting here hiding as well, I'm all for just like going prone in like a depression or something too. I'm not just gonna like try and hide behind a tree because if it's snowing and stuff, I've got dark skin, dark armor. I'm gonna.
If that's the case, I'm probably just gonna stay back here. I don't want to ruin our.
Well, you can move up. Everybody else needs to just
you can move up. Everybody else.
Like, if I can, I want to like lay prone, like behind a log, like a tree that's fallen over, and then just barely peek up if I have to. But I'm not. I'm just trying to stay in cover.
I'm just gonna lightly kneel by these rocks and pretend I'm also a rock.
Minor illusion rock. Oh man,
I have a gray cloak, and these look like gray rocks.
Merge with stone would be great right now.
So are you keeping the pass without trace on, or are you going to shut it off essentially as you approach?
I'm gonna just keep it on. Just everybody else just stay far enough back.
Yeah, keep it on. And I'm gonna, when I get about here, I'll be like, I take a deep breath. It's like, hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to have a word with you.
So as you suddenly reveal yourself out of nowhere and speak to them, you actually see the four of them stop what they're doing completely. Like two was about to have like eat a chunk of meat at the moment you spoke, but it kind of just drops it onto the ground as you see their eyes kind of start turning bloodshot with a reddish tint among them.
I wave nervously, like, I'm here to have a a spit to words with you. Just a quick question of have you seen anything odd around here by chance? And how's the weather doing?
They don't reply. They just begin to like growl.
I come in peace just to ask you a few questions. That is all.
Do you have speak with animal?
Do I? That's
I don't know. Do you?
That's the thing rangers have
Ranger?
access to, I think.
They do. You have to take it though.
No, yeah, you have to pick it.
There's a lot of spells I had options with. Give me a sec.
Well, because you're also a Gloomstalker, so there are better spells to pick than speak with animals.
I have the size self, absorb elements, wow cunning.
It's a level 1, I believe.
What did wow cunning do? I can't remember.
First level, rather.
Wild cunning.
Yeah, it's a tracking bonus spell that I thought was kind of neat. Okay, no, I don't have that. Alarm. No, I don't have it.
As you're kind of trying to parlay with them, they are slowly approaching to you.
I just have a few questions. I saw a building on the other side that were assaulted by creatures of your caliber, and wonder, was that you? But I didn't want to assume because, you know, when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. Were you said to be those creatures that may have assaulted those buildings back there?
They move closer as they pincer around you.
Okay, I guess we will not be having much words. But I must warn you, I have trounced many of the creatures of the of your caliber and wish not to come to blows with you. For your safety, and also mine. Because I wish to end this conversation with peace.
You want to roll initiative, everybody?
Okay.
As they're beginning to charge after the very vulnerable Alexander at the moment.
See, I have tried to do my part.
Well, aggressive negotiations. Roll 20, please.
Roll 20, please.
Hey, 16. Okay.
I want to make sure this is right because it hasn't been added my +2 initiative like it should have before.
Yeah, you have to go into the actually, no, that's shoot.
It's okay. You're probably going first.
Because it won't tell me how much they added to it, which is silly.
Okay.
I might just make a macro at this point.
Well, I mean, you can just add the bonus on the sheet.
Yeah, I did, but last time when I rolled a natural 20, it didn't show the +4. You know what I'm saying? Like, had they fixed that? I'm not sure if they have.
This one might not be fully 100% useful, even though it's like the community one.
That's fine.
It's roll 20. You're going first regardless.
It's free, so I can't complain too much.
Yeah. So, these 4 large bear-like people, some of them look bloody, others don't, and ragged, patched armor or clothing, whichever they had, whichever you want to call it, is beginning to come towards Alexander, who is out in the open.
It's not actually armor; it's the suggestion of armor.
You see me like, well, I have tried to parlay with you, so I as most people, I shot first, or you charged and I shot first. Either way, this is
we know the
conversation anyway.
Solo shot first. We all know this. Absolutely
correct.
Okay, let me see. Let me go to my weapons. Let me cast my Hunter's Mark on this one as a bonus action. Then I will pull out my large crossbow. And I will shoot this one right here.
Okay.
And he has not action, so I get to have advantage.
You shooting this one?
Yep.
Okay. You do not add your 2 bonus damage to it.
Oh, Hunter's Mark?
No, from the favorite enemy.
Oh, no, I wasn't even thinking about that.
I'm just letting you know now.
Oh, okay. And a D6.
So 7.
Okay, and I'll take my second shot because I am level 5 finally.
So wait, no,
It's
6,
been a long time coming.
8. So 8.
Maybe another D6. And then my extra attack from being a Gloomstalker.
And this is your add the D8 too.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you done 8 plus 14, so 22 plus 12.
All magical
17,
damage.
17 plus 22 is 9, 39, so 39 points of damage. So you send a volley of arrows at this one creature. You're not quite sure if it's humanoid or not. As you pierce through, and it's relatively ignoring these strikes to a certain degree, but it's definitely not. It's definitely slowed down more than it was before.
Well, that was a warning shot. I'm going to ask you to stop coming towards me as I back up a little bit. Thank you.
Okay. Anything else?
And I back up a little bit, and that will be my turn.
Walker?
It's been a long time coming. I think I can move it up slightly. Wait a minute, that's a
30-foot radius. You need 20 feet.
Yeah.
No, it's 30. Wait, hold on.
No, Fireball's 20. I've been tricked by this. I lost the character because someone lied to me.
Oh,
Fireball is 30 feet.
It is 20, right?
I mean, you're going to get at least 3.
Oh yeah, well,
You could have gotten all 3 though, all 4.
There we go.
Well, why don't you hit the? Why don't you hit the guy that's damaged too?
Well, because he's already damaged. You can deal with him.
No.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna like.
I'll start making my 3
dex saves. Yeah. Let me make sure my thing is correct. Okay. Nope. Nope. Why did you not? Roll 20, please. Let's try this again. Why is it not showing any of the description stuff?
Okay.
Here, I have it set up to show description, so it's 8d6, right? So there's 3, and there's the other 3.
Oh,
so
it's only
31.
plus 3, not plus 4.
So, yeah. I don't know.
I'm guessing 2 pass because it's plus 3, so it'd be a 17 and a 20.
Yeah.
And 1 fails.
Do the 17 to 20 will pass. But it's still
so you do a painful 31 points of damage halved, so it'd be.
So what the guys near me see is kind of like just like in his hand, he kind of just like you're pulling the pin on a grenade and it flings it up, and it's just a tiny little ball, and then when it gets to the apex, it like expands and then comes down like a meteor, but it's green fire.
Pew, pew, pew. I go, oh, that's new. I look back to him. That's
so new. As the fireball impacts the area, the one lean-to immediately catches on fire and is practically knocked down completely due to the impact. 2 of the bears seem to shrug off the damage relatively easily, being the one there and the one there. The one on top was not so lucky, as trying to dodge it, it runs into this lean-to or rickety shelter and gets with the full brunt of it.
Yeah. After as I throw, so what I do is I throw it, and then while it's still in the air, I'm going to.
If you say throw out another one.
No. I'm not a sorcerer. If I was a sorcerer, I'd let you know. I'd twin.
You would use your bonus. You would use your action surge to do so.
That's why I was like, you can.
But I'm not because 3rd level spell slots. But yeah, so I essentially it's like throwing a smoke grenade. You throw it, and while it's in the air, you start running. It's kind of the same thing. So I get in front with my sword and shield. That's it. That's my turn.
Wizard power activate.
I forgot to ask Tholnir.
Is he necessary?
I don't know. You go ahead and go. You want a 30-foot cube. If I can get it. Square.
Literally every game I ever join, I tell people, it's like, hey, you need to get the spell template thing. And they're like, I don't know. And then it's like the most used thing ever. It's so good. It's so worth the $8 to buy it.
Because it's a radius, not a...
I'm casting hypnotic pattern, so they all need to make a wisdom saving throw at DC 16.
That's...
Okay, so that's because I can't remember which one that is. Is that the one that spreads the thing amongst all
psychedelic pattern? Everybody that can see it in the cube, and then if they fail, they're incapacitated.
All right, so I need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Yes.
Yeah, 16. It's like color spray. If color spray was a fireball.
Yes.
Basically.
It says you create a twisting pattern of colors that weaves through the air inside a 30-foot cube within range. The pattern appears for a moment and vanishes. Each creature in the area who sees the pattern must make a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, it is like color spray.
They become charmed for the duration. While charmed by the spell, the creature is incapacitated and has a speed of 0.
Yeah, Red had this spell. It's beautiful.
Okay, so top one passes, but these two. All right, I'm just gonna delete that. This one here and here.
Just put a mark on it.
But Alex loses his guidance because this is also a concentration spell.
I'm okay with that.
I don't think he was needing it.
And then I'm going to bardically inspire Volkar.
Inspire. On my Monday game, my sorcerer has hit level 10.
Okay.
And I have dipped in one level of bard as my 10th level thing. And it's delicious.
Tholnir is going to loose a crossbow at the weakened one to try to kill still.
Good man.
The question is, he's probably not going to kill still. He's going to do Hunter's Mark first, obviously. Totally. Ashley's going to lose 2 bolts. Yes. So 5, 5, 5, 5. First one hits. Second one hits. So 2d8 plus 2. 8. 2d6. Forgot to do 2d6 because he put on Hunter's Mark. 5, so we did 13. He doesn't quite kill it, unfortunately. He's going to How do I do the thing? That's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he's going to charge up towards the front, like the dwarf he is. Now the bears are going to go. Hey, go quick. Quick.
Bearmen.
As they are going down on their all 4 paws, charging in. They go about 40 feet. He is going to go there. This one
Is confused.
This one is just the one down here is just going to dash down to here.
Baby.
This one's going to go right next to Volcar.
That one's dazed, remember?
Oh, that's right. They're. Oh, what do I need to do?
They're confused by Pokemon.
Ah,
I
damn.
think that's what makes that spell delicious.
How does it break? Do I?
I think he'll will save it in the turn, if I remember.
I'll have to find that out later. Okay, so the one
Why
next.
do you think I was laughing so hard, sir?
It's fair. I forgot. No, I forgot they couldn't move. So one next to Tholnir is going to attempt to bite and then claw at him. First dice being the bite, second dice being the claw.
Oh, they don't get a new save. The fuck?
Bears? Yeah, they don't get a save until someone shakes them or hits them. Though they will snap out of it if I lose my concentration, I think.
That's brutal.
It's a level 3 bar spell.
Well, it's also the dazed condition is what it inflicts. The dazed condition is the stronger part of it.
That's brutal.
Because they can, if I
think
remember,
Red picked it up.
Let me
It's like cutting the forces in half because half of them probably going to fail and half of them going to see. So it's like, go get them, boys. The bar runs away.
Well, it's like the single strongest character I've ever played was my Arcanist in Pathfinder because it's all about just battlefield control. You could lock down literally hundreds of guys in one go if you wanted to.
Yeah, that's what I play with my Arcanist. Except that I took the white mage that I could resurrect people, which I have had to do twice because it was one of those death dungeons that had a lot of suckers save traps.
Tholnir has to make
There's the dazed condition. Well, standard dazed condition anyway.
Okay. That's good. He needed to pass that con save. So the first bear runs all the way over to Tholnir and attempts to claw and bite him. He does land the bite into his shoulder, taking a mean chomp, essentially. But Tholnir is taking it like the dwarf he is. Decently well. The other one isn't able to attack yet because he used his turn to rush over to little Alex.
Little Alex.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm average height.
Little Alex is his SoundCloud name.
You're little compared to him.
True.
Whatever. I killed things bigger than you, which is true. I switched to the hand crossbow and put away my heavy crossbow. That's my free action switch out. And I'm going to click, boom into this guy.
Okay.
Okay, let me see. Which one is it? The hand one. There we go. That's a hit. Let me take off the advantage, for I won't be sadness if I roll the first one lower. And no, I don't add a d6. Let me see. Keep on rolling. Bip. The crit did not roll correctly, so I'm going to roll a d6.
Yeah, just roll a d6. This one's not the one that you marked, correct?
Yeah, it's not the one I marked. That's why I didn't add the extra. And my bonus action to pop it again.
So you've done total of 8 plus
It didn't add
12,
the
20.
It didn't add the crit damage for your second heavy crossbow attack.
He rolled that separate.
Yeah, I rolled it afterwards because I realized I'm using the light one because I can get the bonus action to attack.
Yeah,
So
no, I
it's
got,
like
I got you.
You managed to hit this guy a not fun amount
30.
as it is starting to stagger about.
Yeah, basically I switched them, was like, and then brought the like crystal and went like basically a McCree kind of pop, pop, pop. It's high noon.
It's high noon.
It's my turn. That's my turn.
I figure out what the fuck my cat is doing. All right. Let's see what I feel like doing. So the one that the dwarf, I can never remember his name.
Thulnir?
Thulnir, thank you, is fighting. That's the one that's pretty fucked up, yeah.
That one and the one that's fighting Alex right now are both pretty fucked up.
Okay. To see, do I crash into the guy to my 6 o'clock or do I just head towards the confused ones? Now here's a question. Those guys are dazed.
They're
what's
dazed
the,
so long as they don't get hit
yeah.
or Fee loses concentration.
So do they have a penalty to saving throws at all?
No, they're just
Or-
incapacitated
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
and they can't move.
I got you. Well, then I'm just going to.
They would, I think incapacitated means you do get disadvantage on on dexterity saving throws, but I'm not quite sure.
All right. Well, I'm just going to move up, and as I'm running, I'm going to be throwing my axe. So let me first move up. Oh my God! Roll 20. Could you stop being a piece of shit for 5 minutes? Just on the weekends, it's so bad.
No.
Compared to during the week. Like my Monday game, it smoothed it just like butter, but this stuff is not right. Anyway.
Incapacitation, you cannot take action or reactions.
Yep.
Action or reaction.
There's nothing else.
They just can't move.
Yeah.
They're just standing.
Right, well, I'm gonna throw my axe at this guy as I'm running towards him.
Okay.
Twice. So I will throw it at him for shit. And then I'll do it again. Neither of those were great. But that's fine.
They both hit.
Oh, okay. Could be worse. I guess, yeah, they aren't wearing any. They're really just kind of wearing the concept of armor.
They're not really wearing armor at all. It's just what remains of their armor.
Yeah, it's the mirror. It's the suggestion of armor.
Yeah.
That'll be it for me.
Okay, so this one is no longer incapacitated as it takes 7 points of damage.
So you have to make a.
No, from what it reads the spell ends for an affected creature if it takes any damage or if someone uses the action to shake the creature out of its stupor.
Gotcha.
It did buy you time at least.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, I'm charging towards it. I hope it charges towards me so I can Achilles this fucking thing.
It probably will. Thulnir drops his crossbow to pull out 2 hand axes as it's going to attempt to chop at this. Oh no, he doesn't have a hand axe. He has a battle axe because why not?
He's a dwarf.
Yeah. Why wouldn't a dwarf have one?
Oh yeah, I
to
mean, you're issued one at birth. Every dwarf is issued a battle axe.
absolutely, totally.
Every elf
That
is
or a war
issued
pick.
rapier and a bow.
Oh, dude, man, I love me some war picks. Like for the first Vermintide game, that was my favorite weapon is a war pick.
Yeah. So he's going to take out his battle axe and two-handed as he's going to cleave into this werebear in front of him twice.
Plus,
Yeah.
dwarven weapon training. There's no reason not to use
Well,
that shit.
even if he wasn't, he's a ranger, so he already has it, but still.
Well, he has it, but it's like you have a cleric. You can use your fucking battle axe with it if you want.
First one's a miss. Second one hits for
D12.
D12
plus this.
D10. Great axe is D12.
Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, great axe, battle axe, war axe. It all blends together.
Yep. D10 plus D6 plus 2. I'm pretty sure this thing is dead. It's dead. Okay. He pretty much essentially shoves the bear off as he pulls out his battle axe to jump up in the air as high as little dwarf can and have in pretty much half plate armor, and chops right between the ridges as open maw to slice the top of his head off, essentially.
Nice.
Killing that one, and brutal display, securing the kill.
Team effort, boys. Team effort.
As he is going to move 25 feet. Can I do the thing that... Nope, I'm just going to have to... 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to do. The waypoint thing works sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't.
It's not working for me at the moment.
I know how it is. It's great when it works, but it
Yeah.
half the time never does.
Remember, you have to hit Q now.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That's right. I was trying to hit space.
I'm used to space too, and I'm like, oh, they changed the Q. Those.
Damn it. That's
Yep.
fine. Okay. Fee, you're next.
I'm gonna guiding bolt at the one near Alex.
Root.
Just don't roll one.
To hit is an 11. It does an 11 miss.
It does miss. It would have been better if you did roll a 1, because I would have you hit Alex.
You son of a gun.
And he would be all nice and shiny.
He would be all nice and shiny.
Sparkles in the sunlight.
I'll bodically inspire Alex, though. I can't give an advantage, but I can give him that.
No, that's okay.
Alrighty, so back to the Bearman. One is dazed, the other one is been wakened rudely by a battle axe being thrown at him twice. He is just going to get stuck in over here between Volkar and Thol.
So you choose death.
Yeah. Tholnir is already damaged, so he's actually going to go after him.
You smell the blood on him.
Yes. Again, the first one is a bite, the second one is a claw. And again, the bite hits, but the claw misses.
It's a half blade, though.
9 points of damage. That's not cool.
I love me some half plate. I got to give me some half plate in my Monday game.
Con save. Good. Okay. So Tholnir yet again gets bit. Same shoulder, because the blood's already there open for him. Might as well take a bite there.
Press the advantage.
Yeah. But at least his half plate is holding up. It's kind of getting bent around as the force of this maw is, as you can suspect, is quite hefty.
Well, most half plate.
Hefty.
Most half plate doesn't have any type of pauldron, so it makes sense.
So, next is Alex with the one he's fighting. Again, first one bite, second one claw. Both miss. Of course, it's still near the one. There's the NPC that gets all the beatings. And that'll be it because everybody else is dead or dazed. Alex,
Yes,
back
sir.
to you.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna continue the onslaught of high noon on this guy. You know, bonus action switch my mark to this guy.
Yep, you can do that because he's dead.
Let me see.
That'll hit.
And
That hits for.
my D6.
Oh, you. Okay, that's significantly more damage. So, see, 15, 20, 23. It has not that. So the one in front of you is dead, so by some quick draw hand crossbow action. As it crumbles to the ground.
Okay. I head this way to pull out some rope. Actually, yeah, my thick rope. Actually, I can actually do this now. Dirt, 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 dirt. Or I could tie up the other one that stays.
Oh, okay, so you're going to go tie it. Okay, gotcha.
It's like he's there. It's an easy target. It's like, and I'll probably have to use like 2 sets of my ropes to tie him up because
I mean, a set's 50 feet, is it not? Or is it 25 feet?
It's 50.
it's a fucking bear-sized creature. I'd probably have to use 2 sets.
It's only like 8 feet big. It's not...
I'm being extra careful.
Okay,
I'm
fair
using
enough.
2 sets.
Volcar, you're up.
Right. Just be careful with tying stuff up. At some point, it goes from being tying up a prisoner to BDSM. So, just don't cross that threshold.
Oh my.
Yeah. Learning how to tie all those knots in the Boy Scouts really comes in handy.
I forgot all about tying knots. It's been a while.
I remember some of them, but I forgot most of them. I have the badge. Got the badge. But that was like
Only thing I remember is a square
15.
knot.
It was like 15, like 10, 50 or 15, 20 years ago at this point. Christ. All right. So okay, you tied up which guy?
He hasn't tied up any guy yet. He's going towards this
well,
guy.
All right. Oh, okay. I got you.
The one that's still dazed, so you can't put up a fight.
Yeah, I got you. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna. Guess I'm gonna waylay into this guy in front of me. Might as well. Yeah, I have my shield out, so it's fine. Yeah. Actually, for that second one, well, no, I have to use it beforehand, don't I? I have the inspiration, bardic inspiration, don't I?
You do.
That's what, D6?
Yes, just don't roll a 1.
This has been my weight. All right,
first
fine.
one hits, doing 10 points of damage.
Yeah, I mean, that was a good damage roll at least.
Yep.
I always forget to use it because I'm not used to having it. So it's like, oh, if I remember, might as well use it because I'll forget otherwise.
Okay. Anything else?
Not really. No, I'm just trying to get its attention to come after me instead of the door.
All right. Tholnir is going to immediately switch over his Hunter's Mark over to it. And begin the process of whacking at it with the great axe. A battle axe.
Yeah, right. So you have to remember the battle axes and war axes are one-handed, and then great axes are 2. It's, but you can wield 2 of them with one hand or with both hands if you want to. And it's like, I mean, war axes aren't in the game. That's war axe battle axe. Same thing.
First one misses. Yep, and he doesn't have inspiration yet, so that one will miss. Second one hit.
Dom, I know we've been out of contact for a while. I got to play me like a dual wielding barbarian or something now because I've got 2 weapons that I can roll around with.
He will do 6 points of damage, and that's all.
Where's my hammer? Oh, it's next to my bed. Over there.
Fee, you're up.
I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt in the last one. That's not dazed.
Damn it! I was hoping you want to hit the dazed one
Why would I do that?
to ruin Dom's plans.
It's my plan. I dazed
Because-
them. I'd be ruining my own spell.
No, what he means the tying him up part.
Because he hates us questioning NPCs.
We can always try and just incapacitate it.
I don't know why I'm casting it on here. It didn't work out last time for me. Does a 13 hit? That's still not very good.
It does.
Oh.
Yeah, they're essentially unarmored.
40. Does it not roll the damage with it? Oh, it doesn't.
No, see, mine wasn't.
That's a pity.
What are you using to roll your stuff?
D&D Beyond.
Yeah, that plugin is great, isn't it?
So this bear gets walloped by the spell, but is still barely standing.
But his fur is glistening now.
His fur is glistening.
Barely
Very
standing, I see
crimson,
what you did
glittery
there.
glisten.
Barely standing.
Rim shot. Yeah.
A meteor
Bardic
lands.
Inspiration to Tholner, by the way.
Meteor lands directly over top of Seraphina, taking 100 points of damage, killing her instantly.
What? I mean,
how am I going to explain that to the father?
I've been waiting for that. I mean, just bad luck, I guess.
The bear will.
You need like a taunt.
Bear will definitely still go after Tholnir because he's still bloodied. Not really bloodied,
should've-
but
I should have done what's it, Battle Master and a War Wizard. That's what I should have done. What a great idea. Get all those maneuvers.
Battle Master's
Yours are
great.
sexy.
I mean, because essentially just gives me a one. You know, I can just get a taunt more or less.
Goading
It's fine.
attack, yeah.
Eventually, you get
It would
back-
at least give him disadvantage against Tholnir, which
It'd give them. I mean, I guess I could take Sentinel too, but I've got Warcaster instead. But yeah, no, I love Battle Master. It's so underrated.
alright. So
I love Battle Master personally because it messes with the probability of your dice. And goading attack is amazing.
I don't
And
even.
it's even better now because you can get a thing where you can swap out one maneuver a day if you use the
Oh yeah, they updated that.
yeah. Well, it's like how some classes now, if you use the optional spells thing, they can swap out like one like low level spell a day or something. And Battle Masters do the same thing. They swap out one of their maneuvers a day, which is super useful.
That is
Yeah, it
incredibly
is.
useful.
Because
I
if you know
would've-
you're going into like a cave or
Actually,
something.
I need to read those updates. One of my favorite
Yeah, it's
spells got nerfed.
It's the optional or the variant
yeah,
spell, whatever.
yeah.
things.
I had reposts for the longest time. I used repost on my Battle Master, and I use it occasionally. I just tend not to do it against because it's you essentially use the superiority die to use your reaction to attack.
Which I loved.
Honestly, the best. I mean, we don't have a rogue, granted,
You
but the
missed-
one,
It's
the
not.
one you can give you give up your attack and then you give it to the rogue, right? But because it counts as a new turn, the rogue
Yeah.
gets their sneak attack as well.
Yeah.
And it's just that's the way you do it, and you just demolish people. We had two. I did it the first time we played Battle Master. We had two rogues in a party, and it was just like, oh god, so good.
Yep.
Like right now, I got Disfigure Whisper on my sorcerer, and we have a rogue, a paladin, and a blood hunter on the front line. So that's just going to be awesome when someone fail their Disfigure Whispers, save and walk away, and then take AOE from all three. I'm gonna laugh so hard.
I don't know if it counts if it's
It counts. We talked to the guy who gives the thing
Does it?
because they take a action, which is their reaction action to move.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. And because I'm a
Interesting.
sorcerer bard, I can cast on two people, so I have twice the chance of it working.
Alex, back to you.
Okay, I gotta walk around despair. 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's like, oh, the warlock now has the pushback on Eldritch Blast, and the wizard for some reason magically decided to take the spell Firewall. I wonder what's going to happen.
I start tying him up, standard action.
So you're spending your turn essentially to start tying them up.
Yep.
Okay. Well, Car, up to you. You can
Watching
do
this
it.
Hercules his way out of there. Yeah, I can do it. Yeah.
That's why I'm putting 2 on there. I know where this is leading.
All right. Let's try this again. See what happens. 24 for 10. I'll take that. And then God fucking damn it.
It's okay. You killed it in the first hit.
Oh, yeah.
It was left with 2 points of damage of
Fair
health.
enough. Fair enough. That's
Yeah. You could have sneezed on it essentially and it would have died.
That's fine. You know, it's all the fur. It's hard to see the blood and see how wounded it is. It's just, you know, better to double tap, you know, just to be sure.
So as the combat ends and Alexander is currently trying to tie up the one dazed bear that's still out. Thulnir's kind of just assessing his bites, I should say.
And then make sure to drag the tied up one away from the burning canopus.
Yes, there's a canvas that's currently on fire.
Can I also assess Stolner's bite?
Sure. Do a medicine. Yes.
Ignore this. I'm trying to see what's not. Why in the lurk?
Oh, I rolled twice. I got it.
He's seems relatively fine. He hasn't taken too much damage, but it's definitely not clean looking. There's possibly some blood of someone else mixed within that, of his own, so that's probably a thing.
Cauterize it. Can cauterize it if you.
He probably uses his own spell slot for cure wounds to heal himself a little bit to seal up the wound and to kind of patch himself up. But
Oh my god, I'm about to lose my shit. Why is this not working? It's set up properly. It's just not working. Like it's literally set up correctly.
Well, anyway.
it's hard to say.
I don't fucking know.
Do you want to go on break since we ended the combat?
Yes. As we're going to go on and take a little break since we stopped into the combat, and we'll pick up from where we to Scorching Ray works. I think
They're set up literally the exact same. There's no difference between the two. They all have the same exact options enabled, but Scorching Ray works, Fireball doesn't.
that's peculiar. But yes, we're going on a short break. When we get back, we'll be investigating or probably trying to talk to this bear person thing.
It's probably going to be a lot of me talking to this bear person thing.
Who knows? All right.
Sounds good.
Did your game crash?
Alrighty. We are back with a scenario of we just got through a fight with a bunch of crazy bear things, and Thulnir got bit a couple times, so that's about the extent of the damage done to the party. Currently, 1 out of the 4 bears is still alive, 1 being tied up. Soon to be not dazed, or probably undazed by now, thrashing about, snarling and roaring about.
Honor and justice.
So is it just roaring, or does it definitely sound like it's trying to communicate some language? Like the difference between like an animal just roaring and making a noise and like, you know, something actually like.
Make an intelligence check.
I want to cast Comprehend Languages on myself.
Okay.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I also have comprehend language. Why? Fucking Christ.
Okay.
Man, I'm just this week. It's just been nothing but my average roll has been like 8 or 9.
So, so Volkar is probably like standing right in front of this thing, bending down, looking it straight in the face, trying to figure out if it's actually talking or not. While
Never met
Fee
a bear
is
person.
currently casting their accompanying languages. Once it's done, Fee, you can kind of It's definitely just roaring and growling about, but there is small occasions where there's gibberish within it.
What kind of gibberish?
Uh like it's trying it's something how can I explain it? It's gibberish. Like there is some bits of language in there, but it's not making any sort of sense in a collected manner.
It's not a
I want to
cohesive.
kind of kneel down near the bear, but not super close to it, and go, "Can you understand us?"
I'm guessing the dog's barking.
No, the wind blew our door open, and there's a big storm going on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the screen door or the actual door?
Actual door.
Oh, jits.
Possibly. He went to go check.
That's
Did it? It's fine.
It's just rain hitting very hard.
It's like, Bo, don't go out there, Bo.
Wow, that's
Yeah, I can hear it. It's like it sounds like hail.
it could possibly be a mix of hail. It's hard to tell.
It's probably from the wind. We get a lot of high wind.
Sounds like being shot at, for fuck's sake.
Well, they probably heard bullets if have Cotton explained what have gone down in her neighborhood.
I think we have to call it because it's really loud.
That is super loud.
I'm having a hard time hearing you guys through your headset over.
I mean, if we have to, we have to. I mean, weather's weather. What are you gonna do about it?
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Or, I mean, if you think it'll pass in a minute or two. Check the radar and see, I guess.
It'll either our radar doesn't. The wind is so strong here that the radar can't accurately predict it. And it'll either last like 5 minutes or 2 hours.
Fair enough. Someone who used to live in Dixie Alley, know your struggle. Obviously, in the 2011 super outbreak, watching F3 about a mile away from my house. That was fun.
Yeah, apparently hurricane season might be on pause because of the sand from Africa.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's going to affect the. I mean, because we're really not even. I mean, we're just not really starting to get into hurricane season proper, at least for the South. So,
like, we technically are in it, but it's not going to affect us till August-ish.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
It seems like it's calmed down a bit now.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you fine.
Huh?
The wind's going the other way.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't hear the winds. So.
Well, it's not at the point where it's banging against the window that we're right next to, so it's fine.
It's ways.
Like I said, essentially this thing is speaking. It's making sounds of like letters and maybe half words of no collective sense at all. So maybe mix of need, can't move, yada yada yada. But it's not making any sort of coherent sentence or speak.
I want to say, if you can understand me, nod your head.
I think it actually attempts to lunge at you.
I'll take that as a maybe.
I kick it when it does that. Hey, don't be rude.
It just attempts to lunge at you, back at you, Alex.
And you see me put my foot on top of his head and push it down.
It struggles, but it can't do much because you extra tighten it down with 100 feet of rope.
Yep.
It's definitely to the point where you sense it doesn't really understand you at all. You can tell there's some intelligence in there, but it's not quite
Dare.
there. You do notice that it still has the bloodshot eyes, and it's almost foaming at the mouth still.
He has a lot of hate in his eyes.
Those emotionless eyes, like doll's eyes.
Well, I don't think we're going to get anything out of this poor unfortunate soul, and I don't think we could take it to the courts for proper judgment. So I think we might have to execute it here.
Well,
Can I roll to see if something's making him foam at the mouth? What he's doing? Or he's just mad? Is that why he's foaming?
There's definitely anger in it. It's actually roll. Actually, no, it's nothing really medically wrong with it as far as you can tell. It's just really mad and angry and hungry, probably.
We could try and, well, I guess they were already eating. As I said, we could try and offer it food.
We can offer its food.
That's a great question. I want to go over and see what the hell they were eating. Let me see if I can find, if I find me a thigh bone or something. I'll be like, all right, this is people. You know?
Can I
It's solid
toss some of
grain.
my rations in front of the bear so he can eat it?
Do you just like set it in front of it while it's being pinned down?
Yes. I kind of like toss it so my hand's not close to his mouth. Yeah.
Do you let it be able to eat, Alex?
Yeah, I back off.
As soon as
one
you let
shot.
it move, it lunges at the rations and just how's the word to put it?
Consumes it voraciously.
Yeah. The least dignified way possible and the least amount of courtesy. Just chomps into it. Not opening any sort of the wrappings or anything. Just chomps right through it. I think Thonir looks and this is peculiar. Again, there's only a couple things that better people could be. The lycanthrope kind or the rarer gestalt.
We would only know if they were
What do you think this one is?
like. If we think the lycanthropes are going to have to wait and see if he changes back. would be the only
Try stabbing it with something not magical or silvered.
Do I have any silver? I think I might have some silver. Give me a sec.
I said not
Did anything-
silvered.
I mean, just got axes or an axe. I don't have anything.
Hold on a moment. I think Thonir essentially looks through his person and pulls out like a small little survival knife and moves over to essentially stab the side of the thing. And when he stabs it and pulls the knife back out, no blood comes out as the wound just seems to close back onto itself immediately, as if nothing happened.
And it's just a fucking question.
Oh.
Suppose that answers your question, Vilnius.
Hey.
I kind of look at Gilbert Arms. So, are you gonna be okay?
I don't know. I feel perfectly fine.
Might have to find someone to perform something to make sure.
What do you normally do to solve that problem?
typically, you're dead.
Typically, but what about the rare occasion that you're not dead?
I have no idea. I only know how to face these things, not necessarily know how to react if you do get bit.
Can I roll to see if I've ever read something about this in the church on how to cure it?
Arcana.
Can I cast guidance on myself first?
Yes.
He said, let me think about it. Which is about right.
A quick prayer to refresh her memory on these creatures. Come on, guidance, give me a 4. A 3, 13.
There is a chance that these things can potentially spread their essentially a curse to someone, but it's not 100% of the time. But generally, people who face these things and get bit tend to die soon after, so you don't really have to worry about it. As far as the protocol and what to do sort of situation, it's not really in your head at the moment.
Well, I could do what I can do as I walk up to the thing and try to remove disease by burning 5 points of lay on hands.
It's a curse,
I
not
don't
a
know any
disease.
better.
But I
don't know any
understand.
better. That's why I'm like, I'm going to try to do the thing. It's like, and that's like, it didn't work.
It's because it's a curse, not a disease. A disease, a dwarf like me is no problem with it. Or maybe we do. No, we're fine.
If we rest and pray, I may be able to cast a spell that could help you.
We don't even know if I have it yet.
Well, how do we know if you have it?
I don't know.
Maybe I could cast it on this guy. We just gotta prevent him from attacking us until I can sleep and pray.
This is true.
it's on here, like, just starts thinking it's like you're crazy, and then just suddenly hits the spot where it's like, it was like, I guess that could work. Though you'd probably want to set up a different camp at the moment.
I begin digging a hole. Big enough to put him in that he's stuck in the hole and can't move around, and just have his head just sticking out.
Okay, you dig a hole after a couple hours.
Yep. Put him in there. And then put him
Okay,
around it.
or instead of him taking hours to dig a hole, I'm just gonna mold earth and make a fucking hole.
Yeah.
There we go. You see me about to dig a hole and he just mold earth. I'm like,
Take hours. Take literally 2 actions.
yep. We just cover him up in the hole.
But it would be funnier if you waited until he was completely done digging the hole and then you milled the earth right next to the hole and put the...
Oh man, that would be funny.
So it's essentially the best part would be to wait till he digs a hole, and he goes like, okay, this might be big enough. Goes check it, and then it's like, no, I gotta keep going. And he was like, you need some help? Then, all right, dug it for you. You're good.
Oh, okay. Then we put him in the hole and then like mold it around him that only you can see his head, so he doesn't have any traction to move around in. I watch a lot of cartoons. So did we figure out, was that pot people?
What is it? Pot
The
people?
food?
Oh.
The food that he was eating?
Yes, Volcar was wanting to look at it. Everybody can make investigation checks.
See what they're nomming on. Investigation.
Or medicine if you prefer.
She's choosing not to investigate. She doesn't want to know.
15.
I'm moving to my sheets. Five.
Alexander, there's some bones and some meat. It's about all you can think of. Volcar, you do see a lot of it is animal bones, but you can see a couple of bones of what possibly are humanoid in nature. You're not sure exactly what, because it's not too easily to identify certain humanoids from others as far as their skeletal structure,
This is fair.
barring
Also,
the shorter folk.
Also, we're setting up the dirt for like if he shrinks in size, the dirt will automatically cave in to keep him in the hole. That's the reason why we bury him. For if he shrink in size, the rope just doesn't instantly untie him. He still has the dirt to keep him down. That's why it's more of a mound than anything else. Deflates. Well, that's the plan anyway. But I guess we set up camp. I asked my favorite Volker to give me assistance on burying the other bodies, these poor unfortunate souls. And I take their personal items off of them to maybe, I guess, send to the loved ones at some point if we can identify who they are.
Can you guys give me an Arcana check?
19. I'm an okay smart boy.
21.
Okay. Fee, you still don't remember anything about lycanthropes? You skipped that day of class?
Religion, not Arcana.
As far as Volkari and Alexander, you do know that lycanthropes, when they die, they are supposed to change back into a humanoid form. These things have not.
Interesting.
Must be super lycanthropes. Oh, that's good to know. I guess we have a pile of their stuff and then graves. I take some rocks and I guess try to chisel, like, here's rest somebody. They will be missed, question mark.
So you're just going to take the long rest and wait till the morning for you to hopefully fix the one that's currently buried but not dead yet?
Yep. Well, we're trying to make sure our dwarf doesn't turn into one of these things.
I am going to say, because this thing is thrashing about and roaring the entire time, you can't quite get the full benefits of it.
If it starts roaring, I'm just going to take some rope and tie it mouth shut.
Do you mind if I attempt a bite attack on you while you're trying to do it?
That's fair.
Okay, I think you're fine. 12 probably misses you.
It's like, son of a bitch.
So,
then I put
as you're about to
mouth.
essentially muzzle it, it takes a quick chomp, and it's that feeling where you feel the teeth about to chomp down on you, but you quickly move your hand out of the way. Almost like when you accidentally shut your hand in a car door.
Oh yeah, I've done that.
It's that moment where it touches you enough for you to feel it, that you have that short moment to get it out before it completely smashes your fingers.
Yep.
But you do manage to muzzle it, so you do get the benefit. So you will get the benefit of a full rest.
And I look at it. You better get some sleep too, as I go back to bed. Does it still thrashes around?
Yes.
Okay, it's gonna be fatigued the next day then. That works for me.
So the morning rises, and I'm guessing you switched out one of your spells for remove curse.
I did.
Being level 5 is awesome.
Do you want to attempt it on this creature?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So you use the spell. There is no immediate action to it. There's no like immediate reaction to when you use the spell. It just seems to the being seems to be enveloped by a bright, say, yellow light as it circles around, and suddenly the light fades. But this body is still the same, as this creature is currently unconscious at the moment. After thrashing about most of the night, it's currently just passed out. But as from what you can tell, the creature is the same.
So it did nothing?
From what you can visibly see.
Well, the bear shape isn't a curse. I don't know if there's really been any change.
So we can leave it here.
Can I lightly nudge him awake, like from the back, so he can't immediately bite me?
He's muzzled right now, so.
Yes. So you eventually nudge the thing awake, and it does thrash about for a moment. As its eyes open, you do see that the bloodshotness that it had, like the red veins popping through, has faded, and there's a moment where the eyes have a look of sheer confusion to pretty much sheer panic as it discovers that it's completely tied up, muzzled in a hole.
Don't panic. If you can hear me, wiggle your ears or nod or something.
It immediately panics.
Oh no. Take his muzzle off. See if that helps him.
You see me like do the quick like get the muzzle and just yank it off and back up. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice. Not gonna fool me twice.
Hi.
The being tries its best to scoot as far away as possible in its little hole, unless you guys took him out of the hole, which I don't know if you guys did or not.
Kept him in the hole.
You left him in the hole? Okay. It pretty much tries to scoot as far back to the wall it can to attempt to get its way from you. It does reply back into what seems to be... It's essentially a language that you're not familiar with.
I cast comprehend languages.
Yeah, that.
Okay.
That.
So after you... It's you hear like a deep guttural voice, typically as it comes through his mouth. It's a language that you're not quite familiar with. To essentially to Tholnir, he seems to squint. Does any of you guys have dwarven or giant?
We have a dwarf.
You do have a dwarf. I'm talking about the
Sorry,
rest of
dude.
you guys.
I think someone has giant in our group, don't they?
Gref does.
Fucker will be.
Oh, Graf, yeah.
I don't actually, but well.
I need one more level.
Are you talking about as far as speaking or understanding?
It
So I guess-
like during character creation, you gave yourself dwarven as a
No.
language you know. No. Dom.
Not to speak.
I do not. I'm taking it next level though.
We do have Tholnir, so I mean we can.
I already
always-
told you I was for Yeti rights, so I could push that movement.
You wanted giant, or were you going to take Yeti specifically?
I guess the Yeti dialect of giant. It's gonna be giant, but you know, if I had an accent, it'll probably be a Yeti accent. You know what I mean?
You guys can see Tholnir kind of very, very loosely confused, as he seems to be understanding very minimal parts of it, but not entire things. Fee, it's essentially saying right now is, are you going to kill me? Am I going to die here?
She's shaking her head no.
Why am I tied up?
I'm gonna pull out my magic lute and I'm gonna start
Play it.
What do
the
you?
one that has the pictures that pop up. And as I play a song, I'm gonna have like the little image of four glowing bears sitting around a fire and just attacking us is gonna start popping up. And then me casting this spell on him.
What are you casting?
It's that magic lute you let me have. The one that has the images that it does like minor illusion as you play a song.
Okay, you said something about casting a spell onto him.
But
No,
in
the
the
one
story,
curse. In my story. my story by song. It's an interpretive song story.
in the story, you cast a spell. Remember to daze them, and then we tied them up.
Yeah.
No, in the pictures, I'm showing me casting a spell and him coming back to his senses. I'm trying to let him know he had something wrong with him.
He was mad, bro. So mad.
He looks at it slightly confused, but seems to be understanding it a bit as far as his common sense goes. He essentially replies with, "Is that me?"
I don't know if you can speak common.
I don't understand what you're saying.
I'm gonna point to the bear in my story, and then I'm gonna point to him.
So that is me. Why am I here? Where am I?
What is this place called?
Frostborn.
I'll just say Frostborn in common.
Um, Frostborn. I was told about such a place when I was a cub, but I find it hard to believe that would actually be here, so far away from home. No, I don't remember much. Why am I here? I don't understand this gesture that you just did.
Is there snow here?
Yes.
I draw a question mark in the snow.
Does not understand that symbol.
Why do you draw a hook? Are you fish lady?
I think at some point, I think we should fund Atomic to pick up tongues in his spell book.
Oh,
I'm gonna speak in
I know you have a
Primordial
limited
for a little bit to see
selection,
if it
but,
responds.
sorry,
and Celestial.
I've been dealing with fucking server drama bullshit. Anyway,
It knows neither of those.
And also Sylvan.
It still does not know that.
Then I
I'm
try
assuming
Elvish, and that's it. That's all I got.
I'm assuming if it doesn't speak Common, Elvish, or Infernal, I'm useless.
it does
No.
not speak the ultimate language, Dragon. The teacher was hot.
It does not
Does it
speak
understand-
dragon.
I think she was a
Primordial or
dragon.
Abyssal. It's like, well, fuck. God, what level is Thompson?
She told me to come back when I was older.
Tongues is a 3rd level spell.
It is okay. So,
So
got it.
Cotton and you can
no,
potentially take it.
yeah, I could get it. I just don't have it unless I manage to find a scroll I could copy it from.
That's what I'm saying. Like later on, we're gonna take some group funding and teach you how to do that spell.
I just gotta buy. I gotta go do some nerd shit. Yeah.
Just because that'll be a good bonus for the whole
Oh, yeah.
party.
For sure. That's why I have comprehend languages to begin with.
Fortunately, I can't take it. So
Cleric
it's one of those things.
actually can take it, I
You
think.
can?
I thought you had to have a domain for it.
It might
What,
be a
tongue?
specific domain.
Tongues is bard, cleric, sorcerer, warlock, wizard. I think you might have to. You might have to be.
Did I have prepared that last time?
Let me.
It's a divination spell, so
I do have it. I just didn't know it was on my list.
Oh, okay. Yes, if you could say, because I honestly didn't think that cleric had
No,
it.
they get tongues. They don't get comprehend language, which she gets comprehend language from Bard. There we go. I think that's how that turned out.
I believe so, because yeah.
Because our cleric has it all the time. I thought it was the main thing, but
Tongues. It's not say anything about it being domain specific. So yeah, I would
have
say.
it on my list. I just didn't know it was there.
Okay, well you can do it.
Hey, I'm gonna cast tongues. I think I'm actually gonna go try to touch the bear and see if he lets me touch him.
he doesn't have a
The
choice.
bear fights as much
She's
as
gonna
it
be
could.
like, as you know, be like, you know,
You see me put my foot on his mouth and let you touch him.
I touch him with, and then I say, "Can you understand me now?"
Oh, you speak Bjornslek now.
No.
Good. What?
I put my foot off his head.
I cast some magic on you so that you could understand us and we could understand you.
You
Before I could hear you, but I couldn't talk to you.
You mean others except for the elders can use magic? This is quite interesting.
Some people in Frostborn can use magic.
he says this is a guy who watched a tiefling lob a fireball grenade thing.
He doesn't remember that.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
I don't know how you got here. You asked earlier, I was trying to help you understand that I didn't know.
Oh. This is... I remember very little. The last thing I remember was I was with a team to go investigate some trespassers, I will say, that came onto our lands that's trying to search for something we do not know, but suddenly we were about to strike, and then it just, everything went dark.
Where's your home? Maybe we can help you get there.
Frozeheimer. That is where I'm from.
Do you know where that's at?
So on this continent.
It is. I will send you over to that direction. It is to the north, pretty much north where you are.
So that's called Oldheim? Or is it?
The continent you're on is Oldheim. Frozeheimer is pretty much directly north of where Frostborn is.
You're on another continent. You're on Oldheim. It seems you have crossed the sea.
I find that hard to believe. We've heard tales of this Oldheim, but never intend to leave our domain.
Well, you're here now, and you have a lot of explaining to do.
I don't think he's the one who has explaining to do. I think someone did this to him.
Well, we're gonna find that person, and that person have a lot of explaining to do. Oh yeah, by the way, hello, I'm Alexandra.
My name is Serafina de la Rus.
Volker is a Killerian, actual service.
And then he'll turn to Tholnir, and Tholnir's kind of scratching his head to the situation, not realizing what's quite going on, until suddenly he's just like, yes, I'm Tholnir. I'm originally from these lands, actually. Oh, I am. Perhaps I shouldn't use my full name. You can call me. Where did I put the notes? Gotta love being a DM needing names. You may call me Gar.
Gar.
Car. With a K. Khar. Car.
Mhm.
It's nice to meet you, Car. I wish it was under better circumstances.
As do I.
If you need some help through these lands to help you get home, you can travel with us, but you won't always be able to understand us because this magic doesn't last forever. If you choose to travel with us, I'll do my best to learn your language, though. It might take me a bit.
I go, I won't. I'm busy learning Yeti.
I think I should try to get home as fast as possible. It's quite warm here, to be honest. A little too warm for my taste.
Part of it's because we buried you in a hole. I'm sorry about that.
But
That's not entirely the reason.
Well, I was just sorry about burying you in a hole. You were trying to eat us.
we also
That's
have
true.
some
You
bad
did.
news.
You did try to take some bites. So,
We also have some bad news.
or good news, depending. And just look at you, I was like, what?
What is the bad news?
I bring over the gear of his companion. We had to put your companions down.
They're trying to eat us, to be fair. I mean, sorry, not sorry. I'm sure you can agree it's an understandable event.
Let's just say you have been eating a lot of people around here and becoming a menace to society here. No offense.
What state were we in when you faced us?
Raving
Giant-
mad. Your eyes were red and you were foaming at the mouth.
You
Try
came upon
talking all
you.
down. It was not working.
You were eating something, and then you tried to attack. Well, you didn't try. You did attack, and well, let's just say we could incapacitate you, but the others, they attacked us. It was self-defense, to be fair.
You
And,
also kind of tried to eat the dwarf.
I mean, I'm sorry that this situation happened, but if someone comes at me, I'm going to defend myself.
Also, I
That's
think
just
he
how it
might
works.
have ate the dwarf's family too.
That is the reason why we are here. His family was eaten by a bear. People, you, more or less. We don't know if it was you specifically, but we tracked you here. We found tracks from their house to here. That's how we found you. So it
We kinda
seems
skid by.
reasonable.
And we barely managed to capture you, which is, fortunate for us. Because we're trying not to go around killing stuff if not necessary,
You understand the situation, why this situation is maybe delicate is not the word, but complicated.
So complicated.
I
What we're
understand
trying
you
to
might,
say is we're deeply sorry for the loss of your companions.
but at the
and-
same time, you have to understand why we had to eliminate them. They did attack us first.
Yeah.
We will make sure that they are given whatever proper burial you guys do in your homelands, if you tell us what it is.
Yeah, we kind of gave a prophet burial in our tradition, but we weren't 100% sure if you were Sinti or not because you just kept growling and yelling a lot.
It did keeps trying to eat us, so that's why we put you in the hole. Is you were
So we
hard
didn't
to
want to
It's-
outright kill you because we're not sure what was going on.
True.
We are from the warrior parts of the clan. We are meant to be the men who fight.
You fight very well, Ish. I mean, that is not the question.
You
I
see
mean,
me give him
It
kind of
was
like,
it was really scary, you know.
What I am trying to say is that I understand what you must have done. I do not hold ill will against you for what you've had to do.
and we thank you for that. We do
I
not
don't want to
hold
lie. That's why I want to get this out of the way. And
I understand.
Yes, we don't make a habit of running around attacking people for no good reason.
We should probably let you out of the hole, though.
We could do that. We should probably do that. Yes, we will.
It would be nice, yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, now that you are yourself, let's put it
Now that you're
way,
not trying to eat us,
I'll like do the mold earth, which is just like essentially like raise. I don't know if the heat comes with it because it's a cube, but it like.
I
raises it and
would
then,
guess that you
like,
could. I know what you're trying to do. Essentially,
Yeah.
elevator him up with the
Well,
earth.
yeah, like I lift up like the cube of earth, and then it's almost like a mold. It like splits in half, and he can just like step out of it, and then it just drops into like two piles of dirt on either side.
yeah, when you see me like start untying the binds, be like, I'm trusting you, not to bite me.
Well, he is himself
It's-
now. He's not trying to kill us. So I
It's
think we
like
can.
the
can let him
Samuel
go.
Jackson talking to the cat. I'm trusting you right now.
Besides, if something should happen and you start and are not yourself, we can always put you back on the ground. Now we know that you're not. Don't take this personally. A mindless animal creature. We come across a lot of monsters. We had to be sure. We can always put you back in the hole until you become yourself again. We
I
don't have to kill you.
understand.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay.
I'm also
you take me. You see me get the last latch off as I get my rope out there.
also just for you guys out of character. I forgot I haven't eaten today, and I just drank a double of rum and coke, so I'm kind of floaty a little bit, but it's fine. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's just
You only live once.
I talk a little faster when I start drinking. Anyway,
I'm gonna take the time to pull out some paper and write a little note, basically saying he wants passage to Frozheimer.
Frostheimer.
Frozenheimer.
And I'm gonna give him the little note and says, if you come across a boatman, give him this. If they can't understand you, it's written in our language, asking for passage to your home.
See, what's it take to learn a language? It's like what, 6 months of time pass, and you have to like.
I think it's a third.
remember
It's. I think it's 2/3 of a year.
Yeah, I can't remember the rules as written for learning another language outside of
Or-
arcanes.
If you got the level, you could take the. I'm
Yeah, you can
pretty
take the-
sure there's
take the
a feat that you
for it.
can learn 3 languages.
Yeah, there
Linguist.
is.
Linguist, yeah.
Linguist, yeah. There are other ways to do it, but yeah, it's
The free out of mechanic.
Let's see.
Do any of you have armor that you can spare?
That's not.
I'm
That's
feeling fairly naked at the moment.
I'm gonna like dig into my bag and pull out the leather armor in my size and offer it to him.
It's 250 days to learn a new language.
We have the gear from your other companions that, like, I shown the thing. It's a little torn up. I don't know what to do. You're a big guy.
I will have to come
You could,
later to.
You could, well, I mean, temporarily, you could maybe wrap yourself in one of the two of those tents or lean-tos survived the
Grab
fighting.
as much of the broken armor as I can and start casting mending on it and like piece together as much armor as I can. It won't be great, but
I mean, yeah,
We're trying,
like, well, I mean, hopefully he sees you're trying, but I mean, it's not like we have a lot to work with.
It's fine. I understand that the situation is not called for. The possibility, it's. I will use one of the tents over there to cover myself.
Yes,
and we'll
it's
get armor later.
Yeah, it's Do you
want me to write you a note for asking for armor?
Throwing your kind of pipes was. I think I can help that. I can maybe fumble my way through talking to him enough to communicate.
True enough.
And we can probably get him set up with the guild enough to either get him set up temporarily so he can earn money to get back, or something.
I mean, it depends what. I mean, if we can find out how much it costs, I'm sure we can. We do tend to make a habit of helping people, so if we can help someone get back to their homeland, I'm sure we can chip in and help someone else.
Not many people go. It will take time to. We'll see. It's a bit iffy.
We can look into it at the least and figure something out when we learn. I mean, right now, who knows? We've crossed that bridge as we come to it. I believe the saying is.
The group inventory has a long sword. I'm gonna take it out and offer it to the bear.
This longsword, the handle pretty much essentially gets fully engulfed. Usually there's like enough to get two hands on there. His hand pretty much almost fully engulfs it.
It's like a space marine weapon, is like a two-handed weapon for a human.
Like a short sword to him.
We've also got all that leather in our thing. We could see if the dwarf could do something.
It's not as that short. It's
I offer him my mace as well if he wants.
Hey, look, it's better than nothing, right?
Yeah.
Like, if I have to choose between having a knife and not having a knife, I'm gonna take the knife, regardless of how good it is.
Don't forget, he also have bare hands.
Yeah, he does have. He does have like bears have 4-inch claws. He might not even need the fucking sword. He might do more damage with his claws alone.
My shield is not very large, but you are welcome to have it if you think it would do you some good.
I do not require the shield. The shield.
Well, you could use it until you get armor.
The armor is for a different reason. It's not necessarily for my protection, but for.
Look, we've got
decency.
No one likes to have their junk out in the wind. It's not great.
To us, armor is a part of our soul, so to speak.
I see. Ah, look, Thulnir, he has much in common with your people.
It's each one of us makes our own armor for ourselves.
Oh yeah, by the way, what was the name of your three companions?
This is the part where Pondo has to go and come up with 3 names real quick.
Just say it's blah 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 blah, and I put it.
It is. Their names were Graal, Dar, and Hull.
I start chiseling that into the graves.
Do we need to have would you like to have a small ceremony, or would you like to just let them have the peace of passing on?
I will come back for them later to bring them back to the homeland.
Fair enough. We'll
Well, I think they're well preserved because it's cold as hell out here. So
we will
let's get back to town.
This is cold as you.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's colder than where we come from, or what from where I come from anyway. I don't.
I'm comfortable here. This is like my thing, but for other
This is
people,
my homeland.
I'm not exactly their people. I'm sure there's no resemblance. I'm sure you can. I come from my family comes from a much warmer place. Um,
just like my horse.
I understand.
anyway, yes, it's whatever. But yes, no, we will defer to you in this matter of burial rites and so forth. It's anyway. Enough small talk. Maybe we should get on the move. Yes, is it acceptable to everyone?
Yes.
Okay, I
Although
whistle
we
for my
might-
host to come over.
We might need to hunt down some food because I'm sure you consume more than all of us combined, being such a large and voracious creature. Voracious appetite. I mean,
There's like a slight bit of confusion. And he looks at you as like, I can eat a lot, but there is no need.
fair enough. Fair
Where
enough.
I'm from, there's only small amounts of food that we ration off enough for each person in the clan.
Right. Fair enough.
Well, here there's enough food to go around, so you can enjoy yourself until you get home.
If you're hungry, for sure, let someone know. We can figure something out. I'm sure. Anyway,
I'll offer
What's-
him another one of my rations.
let's get the move on, shall we?
Back to town, hound.
So where are you all headed exactly? I'll bring back
Heading towards the
Frostborn for
guild.
you.
Well, we were. I can't even remember where we were exactly. 'cause
You're
it's been-
around Momdor.
Okay, so do we know where the next, like, the closest guild setup
Right
is?
here.
It would be back in Gari.
Okay, yeah, I guess we'll just make our way, like, go back to the main road and then follow that, because I assume it'd be faster than going through as the crow flies, maybe.
Actually, we go just.
I
to normal speed
mean,
because
that-
I am a ranger that helps y'all move through difficult terrain as normal speed.
And Tholner actually knows a shortcut back to there from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. If the dwarf knows a shortcut, then let's go.
That and do we really want to take this guy? And the least towns we get to is the better.
Yeah.
Directly to our guilds will be a little bit more promisable because these are our people, not a local
Yeah, fair enough.
Goliath that's a dick. Just in case we run across
I don't think
him.
we've met any Goliaths, have we? We just met the dwarves that were assholes.
Olga. Or Helga.
Yeah, well, that was in arena, and she beat his ass. So
The one Goliath,
she did it for
the mayor or the townsman.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Sorry,
the
I thought they
Jarl,
were
so
all
to
dwarves.
speak.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
See,
All right. But as soon as Thulnir speaks up and says he knows a shortcut, I'd be like,
I'm
By all
waiting for
means.
her to call me out for the tiebreaker.
round 3, fight.
When we
You-
get right outside of the town, I'll cast tongues on Tar again.
So
So when the tongues runs out and no one can really understand him, Tholnir tries his best to try to communicate with them. It's obvious that Tholnir is not very comfortable doing so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you should cast tongues again. I mean, what we really should do is if he's gonna, well, I guess if he's gonna be around for longer than a couple days while we travel, then we need to set up some type of like, if you need this or that, say this or say that, or teach him what, so give him some way to communicate physically.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna cast tongues so we can explain it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
much
should do
easier.
that. Because it's gonna take probably 5 days, 4 or 5 days to go that far, based on our previous.
It'll take about 4 days.
Okay, yeah. So we should definitely give him like a shorthand. Like, if you need this,
Yeah.
make your hands do something like this, so we know it's important.
Yeah, so again, you essentially, during your time there as you're walking, and obviously you guys would occasionally Like, you know what? I want to talk to this guy, ask some guy questions, use tongues, boom. He tells you a little bit more about his people. It's very much a clan society that the Bjorn Select are a part of. Essentially, they have their warriors, their craftsmen, their elders, advisors, and then they have like their scouts, stuff like that. Typically, the brown pelt or the brune. I want to say it's Select, and I'm probably wrong, even though it's my own thing. But I haven't looked at it in a while.
Forever, ever.
Not forever, but it's been a little while.
Sorry, Miss Jackson.
I was wrong. It's the Brunbjorn, essentially meaning the brown pelts. He's part of the brown pelts, who are typically the warriors, the soldiers, so to speak.
Gotcha.
He wants to know if they have entertainers.
They does not know what an entertainer is.
You know, music, dancing, jokes, singing.
What about
We have none of those things, whatever they are.
what about
You know, music. That's what I played you with the glowing bear.
Is that what that noise was?
It's entertaining noise. It's to
I
make you happy.
love that. I had a band director that said, "Look, there's a difference between music and noise, and right now you guys are just making a lot of noise." Anyway,
What were you going to say?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was gonna say I wanted to ask him, how is your history passed down? Is it oral, or do you write the scrolls, parchments, or I'm just curious from a scholar's point of view. I'm just many pass it down orally, and it's interesting to
We
hear.
do not have any sort of those things.
Interesting.
Our history is passed down from our elders, from generation to generation.
I see. Yeah, it's very common. I was just curious. Well, making small talk as we're going. I can't. You said that the brown pelts were generally warriors. Yes.
Yes.
So you do have a. What all colors? Like, does the color designate what you become, or is it like a family thing? I'm not.
Not necessarily. It's though the color of the pelt could lead you heavily to what you're good at, but there are rare occasions where others are good at one thing than they are the other. The Svartbjorn, or the black pelts, are mainly the crafters for the guild. They make the armor, the jewelry, essentially the needs of our clans, the buildings.
Let's see.
The Hvetbjorn, the white pelts, are what we use for scouts, as they are able to blend.
Yes. Makes a lot of sense. No, I understand. Your thing is not too uncommon from many other cultures.
Yes, and then lastly, there's the Lapbjorn, or the spotted pelts. They tend to become the advisors or the elders. They are mainly the ones that can control the magic in our clans.
Very interesting. Thank you for sharing with me. I'm always happy to learn something new. If he I don't know if there's ever like a lull, or if he's interested, I'd tell him about the watch. I guess just
He is going to like lean down and whisper, ask Volkars, like, are there other people that listen to this music?
I mean, yes. Generally, every culture has their own kind. Sometimes I'll essentially explain to him, like, some cultures use a thing called the bagpipes, and it's a lot of fucking noise to everyone else, but they enjoy it. It's tradition more than anything. And I'll just tell me, like some use the war drums, some use flutes or like wind instrument. It varies. It's a cultural
Why?
thing.
It sounds like that would give away your position. Why would you
Well,
do such a thing?
If you have a very large battle, right, many hundreds to thousands of men, lot of noise. You need to be able to give orders very loudly so that everyone hears. Right? Does it make a bit more sense? Like scouts would not do that, but if you had many thousands of troops that combat, it's very loud, as you can imagine.
In our culture, if you are not heard in the midst of battle, then you are not fit to lead.
Well, I assume that your people are very good at being loud versus the smaller of us cannot. Smaller lungs. It's very hard to be that loud. So you have that advantage. We do not have that. So you have to make up for it in other ways.
It's like
Plus, battle is very chaotic.
It's like he just hums to himself as he like stands back up to his full height, pondering.
I'll try to answer any questions he has. Actually, yeah. I mean, if we're just having interesting conversation, I mean, it's better than writing, walking or writing in silence, I guess.
Yeah.
I'll ask him what he does when he's got downtime. What he does for fun.
I maintain my armor, my weapons, then train or do any sort of physical labor needed in the clan.
No, that's your work. What do you do for fun?
When you're not on duty or...
Maintain my armor, my weapons, and fulfill my duties to my clans.
That is his fun. It's like a fucking space marine. Fair enough. You're very much like his people. They do that a lot. Point to Thulmir. That's what they do for enjoyment as well.
Hey, the dwarves can have fun. I've been around dwarves having fun.
Well, they also drink a lot of.
Have fun. Dwarves just wanna have. Just wanna.
The dwarves can throw some great parties, and then I not to throw them out to see if he'll back me up.
I have. There's like a quick flashback of Volkar thinking about the time that they turned a ceremonial hall into an impromptu battle royale. Just every man there had his shirt off, and it's like Fight Club, but everybody was just fucking 3 sheets to the wind.
It's called a fucking rager.
Yeah, right. It's just a fucking rager. But it's just like because everybody was just that drunk. But there's like,
I just love it because Harley Quinn 2 episodes ago, she helped Amazon not get incorporated take over. It's like, so what are you gonna do to celebrate? We're gonna throw a fucking ragers. Like Amazon's rager is just hilarious.
But it's just like a quick flashback to just like, oh my god, just dwarven Fight Club. Essentially, it's like, no, I agree. They surely know how to have a good time when it is required.
We do not celebrate after a battle. We go back.
It's not always after a battle.
How should I say? We do not celebrate at all.
Have you tried it? It's pretty fun. It helps you relax and it makes you happy.
How do you ensure the survival of the clan if you relax?
Because we have plenty of us. So while some are relaxing, some are guarding.
True. Not everybody does it.
The moment you take to relax and focus on your emotional health, you can be more effective in battle.
Yeah. Yes, it depends on the
Or you could just always be angry, as I think of Olga.
I don't know if she's necessarily angry. She's just incredibly strong and beats the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Hey, it doesn't matter how many times I lose, as long as I win the last fight.
Look, sometimes you have to pay extra for that, right? It's fine.
She was salty.
If you're not working, at least in our clans, if you're not working and if you're not sleeping, then you'll be shunned.
What if I told you that entertaining was my job?
True.
So I would be working anytime I did it.
To maintain morale, I mean, it's different from culture to culture, army to army. It's
you would be paid to make noise.
I am paid a lot to make noise.
He's like giving his face
He's so
as
stumped.
much as
He's fucking confused as hell.
as much as this bare face could form. This face, as he just like stops, turns, gets really uncomfortably close to Serafina, looking her straight in the eye, confused.
This is fucking hilarious, by the way.
And then he's like reels back. Your culture is weird.
I would agree with you. Their culture is very weird.
As I
She like
electric
pulls out her
guitar.
gold, and I think she's got like 40 on her, and she goes, "See, I get paid a lot to make noise."
I don't get paid to make noise. I just take money from other people because they're very bad at cards.
I fight in the arena. I
See,
do combat.
you work smarter, not harder. He gets punched in the face. I outsmart others.
I just play music.
Did I get punched last time? I did get punched last time.
I mean, still, I mean, I imagine anytime you go into a fight like that, you're at least going to take, you're going to come out with some bruises at least, right?
So he didn't seem to like the lyre, right, when I played it?
It's not that he didn't like it. He just didn't really understand. He was more confused as to why you were just making noise.
She's gonna pull out. I don't remember what other instrument she has. It's been a while. Hold on a second.
I bust out my guitar as I start playing some Tenacious D. How did that make him feel? Is he a Tenacious D fan?
Again, just so you get rewards for making noise. How does this improve your clan?
Improves morale.
It makes people happy. Sometimes the best help you can give your clan is just to make their day better. And then I'm gonna play my pan flute and try to get him to feel the music.
Make a
He looks at
performance
me at
check
any
with
point.
disadvantage.
I'm just going to shrug and be like,
Dom, you aren't gonna play guitar while I'm doing my pan flute so that we can get.
We're gonna
Make it
I'm
equal.
gonna aid. I'm gonna give her aid. Give me a sec. Someone's knocking at my door. Sorry.
Does this aid count?
Sure.
I want him to like music, all right? I got a 14.
That's very low. I have a +8 in this.
So it's not that he's displeased with it. He's kind of. This noise is pleasant, I suppose, but
I'm having an off day because I've been traveling and I'm a little tired. But yes, people play because it's me because it's pleasant.
it's an acquired, like an acquired taste. And it is, every culture plays something different. Like my people would play something more, you can feel it, not because it's like a mental, like just very loud and very, harsh in the way, but
Also, people like to appropriate for fun too.
like imagine the medieval. I'm trying to explain to him like the medieval version of like heavy metal, like what that would be, but war drums, blah blah blah, whatever.
the only morale we need is from the strong words of our leader.
Yes, that we do that as well. We the leader will give a speech or something and to get the troops prepared for battle. Yes, we also do that.
Can I pull out my lute and attempt to play a heavy metal rock song on it that I've learned from my ex-tiefling boyfriend?
I think it's gonna go like. It's gonna
This
sound
one-
like "Party Like a Rock Star."
It's while
in,
he
like,
was
Luke form.
describing it. I'm gonna
This
pull
is,
out mine and play it to see if the bear likes this one better.
Oh, I know that one. That one is called Painkiller by a bard group called Judas Priest. That's pretty good. She starts playing. Actually, she starts playing something. Can I see if I recognize it since I am a tiefling?
Party like a rock star. Party like a rock star.
She said it was like a metal song. That's I wouldn't do that.
Tiefling, an edgy tiefling's teenage song, you know?
It's gotta be. What do you get? What? It can be edgy. Why is it metal? Got to be edgy.
No, because her ex-boyfriend was edgy.
Let's see.
We're talking like not like metal, but I'm imagining like
My Chemical Romance.
So I'd have to go find it, but there's a guy who makes medieval versions of metal songs on YouTube.
yeah, there's a lot
Yes,
of
I've been
them.
watching them.
Yes. Okay. So I'm not the only one that's listening to like Paranoid
I've
and Iron
listened to
Man
like
by-
all of like all the genres they've been making into medieval songs.
I've been on a horrible.
Pumped Up Kicks has been my favorite one on there because they changed all the words.
Yeah, I've heard
Buckskin
that one.
Boots, I think that's what it's called.
I know. It's the one with the lady, the female vocals. If that's the one, then yeah, I've actually been
great.
listening to that the past week. I've also been listening to a thing where guys been taking two different songs and mashing them together, and they work perfectly.
Do you know
yeah.
what? I'm gonna play the Buckskin Boots one, and I'm gonna sing as I play it.
Yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
glad it's not just me.
the entire time you're playing music, he's just looking at you like you're weird.
Of course.
Hey, I at least apparently boosted Volkar's morale, so did my job.
I would recognize the song. It's classic. I watched last night. I watched a video of a bunch of people in a Nigerian wedding, rocking out to System of a Down. Apparently, Africa has a massive metal culture, and it was just weird to see that. I was unaware. It's cool. Anyway.
Oh yeah, Pondo, you need to fix this map. This dragon isn't here anymore, sir.
That's right. I'll have to go back and remove it.
I guess after this, we have to go check out the other dragon unless another side mission pops up.
Actually, both those flying figures are not there anymore. But I'm leaving them there because aesthetically they're pleasing. I've got nothing else.
I guess we're on our way back to the city.
Any other
also say-
questions you would like to ask?
Does he ever question my fucking phantom horse at any point?
Oh, you do just keep that out, don't you?
Well, yeah, because we made it so that it can't
This
travel
is-
as fast. It travels as fast as normal horse. It just lasts longer. We made the switch.
That's right.
And I have my abyssal horse.
Yeah, he probably would question that right away. Be like, "What
It
is this?"
You know how you said you have a cast that does magic. This magic horse. I mean, you can obviously it's solid, but it's not a real horse. It's just a powder. It's complicated, but much like your magic using. It's the same thing. You don't have to feed it. You don't have to worry about it. I snap my fingers. It disappears. It appears. It's great. It's just lots of knowledge to do it.
So there's more magic users in these lands.
Oh yes, no, there are a great many of magic. I use magic. He uses magic. She uses magic. Just different kinds. There are many different disciplines. Much like you would choose to use an axe or a sword or a bow. Same thing with magic. You can do many different things. Just depends on where
My
it comes
magic is
from and how
mainly
you
for
learn.
healing and helping.
I have this essentially avoided because he doesn't know, telling him that I essentially tactically nuked his friends. I haven't mentioned that at all.
I use mine to enhance my combat skills.
Yes, I follow that channel. Cotton.
Well, that is most interesting.
Yes, I will answer any questions you have if I'm available. I am more specialized in the arcane magics. So not I can't heal or whatever, but I can do things like this. I can well, you saw with the earth thing, I can move that with just thinking about it. It's interesting. Too many things.
It's-
I
If you
can do
think of
this, and I
anything, let
summon
me
my
know.
spiritual weapon.
Ah, so I can do that too. And I snap my fingers and my glaive appears in my hand, and then I snap my other hand and it disappears and becomes a hand like the axe.
Mine just is like a floating star suddenly between my hands.
Yeah. I very much imagine mine as like because mine comes from like an interdimensional pocket, right? So it's like I don't know exactly how I imagine it's kind of like because usually when I summon it when I'm about to swing. So it's almost like the hilt appears, and then it's like I'm pulling it out of a pocket of just, whatever, like a slit in time and space, just ripping it out of that. And then, it's almost like a sheath, but eldritch bullshit.
Magic.
Magic.
Although it sounds odd, I can be so mean to you and say something so hurtful that it damages you physically
It's true.
in your mind.
It not only hurts your heart, but it hurts your soul as well.
You see me creep over.
Also
She
your
gets
body.
It, she gets it from her father. As I shift back.
But that's magic, and I'm not actually that mean.
Yes, but you have the ability to, should you need to. Magic can be used for both benign and, well, aggressive means. It's very complicated.
Yeah,
I'm sure this is something your people might be very interested in learning.
As I flex, my light makes me stronger.
What kind of magic do your elders do?
It varies between. Some are more powerful than others. The main source that we use our elders for is they're used to use their ability to make fire at a whim.
Oh, like this. I snap my hands and there's just like a firebolt in it, and then I'll close my fist and it like extinct, like like the flame just kind of like, and it just disappears like that. Mine is green because of family, but
I
it's
cast
still
sacred
fire.
flame over.
Yes, she does that too.
This
Like there's fire is as you well know, it's like the first thing I learned was how to make fire with hands. My hands, rather.
Mine is less fire and more radiance.
Yes. Like I said, there's many things. And like at some point during this conversation, I'm not just riding on my horse. I'm like doing a thing where like I'm like laying back on the saddle, like my head on my pack, and my feet are up by the horse's head. But it's not bothered because it's not actually a real horse, so it doesn't care. It's just like I'm essentially just laying back on it as it's like trotting forward. I'm just like, yeah, it's just relaxing like this, just answering questions. So just because it seems like something that's what I would do, so I imagine Volcar would do it as well. You got to be comfortable when you're riding for 4 days, right?
As far as
overloading this guy.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
He is just kind of standing there like blank faced, trying to comprehend everything in this strange land.
I understand.
I'm riding my wagon.
I understand that. I assume that you guys are in the wagon to begin with. It's a lot to take in, but the world is rather large, and there's a lot.
You don't have your wagon.
Oh, no. Well,
you left it in Baldur's Kingdom
sure.
and Tavern Rock.
Well, I can't exactly help them, but I have a horse, so I'm going to use it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, only I can use it. I don't know why. It's just how it works. It's just magic. It's magic. I ain't got to explain shit.
As we're walking, I want to start learning a few words from the guy.
Oh yeah, we need to do
Basic
that.
language stuff.
I would also like to do that.
I just want to learn like yes, no,
to get the
help,
basics.
food and water, so that I can help him out.
Yep. He would teach you at least the basics of what he can.
Yeah, we can try and teach him a couple words in common as well. This is where like we can do an exchange. Like he teaches us those in his, we'll teach him those in ours. I'm not gonna like teach him Infernal, but we can teach him English or whatever, or maybe like a couple words. We can teach him that in, I think, Common, Elvish, and Dwarvish would be a good, because most people are going to speak one of those 3 languages that we've come across so far, right?
Well, the cockroaches have been slain.
Nice.
Because that time of year, they try to sneak in.
Yeah, I live in the South. I know that feeling. I'll take cockroaches over the fucking spiders, though.
I don't know. I like the lizards, but I scared a lizard too.
Dude,
kill the
we've got so many of those lizards around here, and I love them. It drives my cat crazy, though.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you guys would like to ask?
I'll ask him if he has any questions about anything else, because that's kind of what we've been doing, is just filling him in.
I don't think he does at this point, because I think he's more so
It's fun.
trying to comprehend the weird culture of not working until you go to sleep and then waking up to go back to work. Or
yeah, the concept of free time. Free time is a social construct.
free time is a luxury that you do not have in a frozen land.
True.
And in a society where everything you do is for the clan.
Yeah, survival's a full-time job. I gotta.
If not, I think we'll just hold it, call it here for the night, as you guys return back to Nilgari with the Bjorn Schleck.
Sounds good.
that is
We've made
carved.
a be interesting. I would like to actually see if we could pursue maybe this guy. I mean, I don't know if he'd do it, but it could be a useful addition to our entourage.
Rose Gallery. He's one of our side missions now.
We just have to do his quest and then unlock him as a companion.
Before we end it, when we get back to town, do I have a message from my dad or Griff yet?
You had 3 weeks to think about it.
God, what did you send them a message about?
The dad's was more recent, and I was updating him on the prisoners that we had found returned and asking him about the ritual. And then Greff's, I think I sent you it in PMs. So that one's actually written down. I'll just find it and pin it for you.
Okay. I believe you talked about your dad about the ritual when you stopped by the capital Baldur Kingdom.
Did I? I thought I sent him a letter asking him what it could be.
I remember her sending a letter for sure. Granted,
You might have
they send letters
forgone
all the
seeing
time,
your
so-
daddy. Yes, because
I mean, we could have talked about writing a letter, and then you could have mentioned that we could just stop
that's
by.
right. Because you wrote a letter asking about it and saying that you almost died. Where Alexander wrote the letter and didn't mention you almost dying.
No, I mentioned the she went down, but I
That
left
did
out
happen.
the I left out the ugly crying. That's what I left out.
Oh, that's right. She left in the ugly crying.
I mentioned it.
Yeah. You do get a letter from your father, essentially saying that he's not sure what the ritual could have been for. It's good to hear that you're okay. Good to hear that you're okay. He will look into what they could have been doing, and if you have any more information about it, let him know. Seeing like did they say that what they're doing with the ritual or anything of the sort? Yada yada yada.
Yeah.
I think Alexander, you did get a letter from her father, saying thank you for keeping his daughter as safe as you possibly can, and that don't worry, a lot of other people are ugly criers as well.
What the hell?
When you guys write letters back, do you ever mention me in them? Just out of curiosity.
I doodle you at the bottom of them most of the time.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I mention your name, and anytime that we talk about our adventures, you're in my group.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
I guess
you're
I've met your father, right? Because we
Yeah,
stopped
you
by.
met.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
that's
knows
right.
who you are.
I forgot about that.
I mentioned all the people that's in my letters. I mentioned about Olga. I was like, I never did get that date.
Yet.
And I'm like, she's super salty. Is that just must be a Goliath thing? They seem like salty, don't want to listen.
Racial stereotypes. Anyway.
And
In D&D? Oh my gosh!
Right.
oh, let's not
The
get started
horror.
about that.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about, and yeah, it's stupid. But
Yeah, let's not get started about that.
we don't
Remember,
have
cat
we don't
people, the guy
we don't
can
have
stay home.
we don't have 6 hours to sit here and rant. But yeah, I've got nothing left to do unless I'll check and see if there's any mail for me, but I don't think there would be.
So essentially, Tholnir actually has Car sign up to be a guild member. So that way he has
Nice.
a way to earn revenue.
Yeah, might as well. Right?
They're going
we got-
to the guild's going to attempt to find some sort of way to have him easily be translated. Possibly getting something
key
made for him
document
that has an enchantment on it to essentially be enchanted with the spell tongues.
Yeah,
That so long
I
as
think there is stuff like that. Well, there's stuff to give you like comprehend languages when you're wearing it. So why wouldn't there be something that goes the other way, right?
usually like because there's the helm of comprehend languages.
So I was thinking of.
It's an ugly helmet. But it's essentially you say command word ignore.
Look at this banner man. His crotch is the only thing covered up. He's constantly just hanging ass. Yeah, I don't think he'll. I think that'll be the
Essentially,
least of
he's
his problems.
staying. He'll be staying in Nalgari for quite a while because he has to. Not that he couldn't just buy his own buy armor for him, but he he wants to go through the process of making it himself because that's just who he is.
It's a culture thing. I understand.
Sent you the letter that I'd sent Griff, and then I sent you one that I'm going to respond to my dad this time.
I would like Pondo, if you could make a note. I would like to like whenever we leave this place, I'm curious what Thulnir thinks about the whole thing with the bear people and like a day, a couple days later when he's had time to really process it. We don't have to do it now. I mean, if you want to give it a thought,
we can do it now.
It's whatever. Just I don't know how because it's a tragic event and it's like okay, this guy is probably partially responsible for it, but he also wasn't himself when it happened. It's like I'm curious how he feels about it.
And yes, at first he wasn't quite thinking about it, but after time went on, he was traveling with him. He did put some thought into it. And he knew that since it's been months since the tragedy happened, that the trail would be cold. And though seeing them grouped together, a bunch of bear people that seemed to have been sort of cursed by lycanthrope syndrome. He's not sure how to fully take it, being as they weren't really them, but he doesn't know for sure if that's actually fully the case.
Yeah.
We need some more leads.
Well, I'm kind of curious. I mean, at least it's partial closure, but at the same time, I'm kind of wondering if he has some type of like survivor's guilt or something. Like, even though he wasn't there when it happened, right? Like, still the fact of like
he was there.
He was there. He was just knocked out.
Okay, so he might actually have full-on survivor's guilt. I wasn't thinking he was actually there when it happened.
Yes,
for some reason. Yeah, so
he was there.
Volcar has been with people before where they were like the sole survivor of. I mean, even mostly in like a military sense, but he knows the signs of that and what it can do to somebody. So if he sees, like that look, that like 1,000-eye or 1,000-yard stare kind of thing, he'll kind of like. Make sure he's all right because he's a good dude.
But yeah, we probably after we get Buddy back from finishing armor, we head over to his land. We're going to figure out what's up, but we kind of need some time to let this guy finish his armor. Also, I sent a letter to Ogre, and in my head, the letter I send sounds like the sex bomb. It's like, "Hey girl, I know you're salty right now, but I just want to make sure you got that date on. Hey girl." It's like a ballad, but silly as hell.
Just ask her
if I catch him writing a love poem, I want to help him write it.
Have you ever had the girlfriend or like what the? It's not how Volcar picks up women, so he's just like, what the fuck is this?
You see him like playing on his guitar, trying to get a note for the ballot.
Oh God, he's that guy.
Of course, it sounds amazing to him, but once you see it on paper, it's like, this is terrible.
Volcar is very much like myself in that when he just goes for it. He's just very direct, rather than I don't know. It's just like this is you think she's going to enjoy this? Like, she might just hit you again, though. You might enjoy that. I don't know.
No, I'm not into pain.
No, I think she'd like it. I'd love to get a love poem ballad.
Fair. Humans are weird.
I'm not human.
Not human. That's right. You're.
I look over this face. I was like, thought you were human.
I thought she was. I thought Alexandra was the
I'm half elf.
half elf. Yeah.
Look at Seraphina's picture again.
I mean, it's been 3 weeks, so I just assumed. I don't fucking.
I
She
thought
has
she was a
pointy
half
ears.
That's right. Okay.
But
We're all half human. Well, some of us. Are.
is she full on elf?
No. She's not full elf.
Okay, so we've got 2 half elves and a tiefling. I thought we had a tiefling, a half elf, and a human. You learn something new every day, or you just forget things and
No,
have to relearn
Graf is the
things.
human.
It's true. I thought this entire time you were human. I didn't even think about it.
He's
I am
a
human.
Will,
I'm the human. You're talking about me.
just like Pondo, basic human.
Hey,
I
man.
Classify
Human
myself
gets it
as a
done.
meat popsicle.
You know what? I would actually love this conversation to happen in character. You know, like, I thought you were
thought this-
human the whole time.
Well,
Not.
we've also spent most of our time like in the cold, right? So she might have like some type of, something to keep warm or something. Maybe it's like.
I mean, you're in you were
The
in
father's
entirely
human,
cold
right?
climates, huh?
The father's human, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
That
so I
might
was
be
like,
why I'm thinking that. Yeah, that might be why.
Yeah, that's why I was
Father's
like-
human.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
looking at Fee. I was like, pretty sure you're half human, but
That's why. Okay, that might be it. Why I was thinking of it. Her father's human, so I just assumed. It's
You never met
2020.
my
Look at me assuming.
parents.
If I don't even know where the fuck my parents are. Like, it's complicated. They're not dead, as far as I'm aware. I hate that when people are like, "Oh, my parents are dead." I'm like, fucking just. It's like the first thing everybody knew it does is dead parents. Orphan, the whole orphan thing.
Well, I was raised by the church.
But I'm not an orphan. I have my daddy.
I know. I'm just talking about people in general. That's like the thing, right? They always have dead parents. Everybody has dead parents for some reason.
Well, it's
But-
you can only do so many options with parents, so it gets repeated a lot. A lot of people have alive parents. A lot of
True.
people have dead parents. So a lot of them have like one parent. Just, there's like 4 things you can do. You got
I
single
only
parent, you got 2 parents, you got no parents, and you got missing parents.
I've only met one of my parents. The other one, judging by my heritage, I assume. I know it's crazy to assume, but I assume they're in hell somewhere. Probably. It's kind of how that works generally.
Hey, did anybody watch that music video I post Raging on a Sunday?
Don't think so.
It was an A and B of Castlevania. I was like, this reminds me of our group. You're basically Alessandra, the half vampire, half demon. And the Belmont and Cotton's the spellcaster. Her magic kicked up to 11 in the last season.
True. I actually have a relevant gift that I post, but
But yeah, I send the love ballot to angry hammer chick.
the Alpine Hammer.
Yeah, hammer.
Are you guys just going to wait the whole time while while Carr is making his armor, or are you going to go do your own thing for a little while?
I
So
mean,
how long does it take for him to make it?
it depends on his skill and the availability of resources, and like if you have access to a forge or something, or the tools you need, and it really would take.
Like if he has to go to a ritual and like do certain things every day, and this is going to take a few weeks. Yeah, we're going to go off and take care of that second dragon problem.
I don't know if it's necessarily a ritual. It's just what their culture does. Like they just make every man makes his own armor. Man,
Yeah, like but I don't know
whatever.
what's involved in it. Could it just be straight up make armor?
He would
Do you
tell
have to
you.
take each piece by piece.
Yeah, they
He's-
are very particular when they make
fucking
their armor.
fucking salamanders over here.
They essentially
Pondo, is that where you got the inspiration from this for the armor thing?
No.
Okay.
actually
I just had to check.
little more obscure.
I see.
The shoot, what they're called. Shoot, what is the book series called that I'm thinking of? Hold on a second. Let me look it up. But no,
I
it's
know
not from the.
it's gonna bug you just like it bugs me when I do that shit.
It's from the polar bear people from his Dark Materials.
Oh, is it
The
not Golden Compass?
Well, that's the first book.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember the thing. I know what you're talking about though. I can see it. I just can't. I can't. I'm terrible with names, but no, I got you.
They were
I
called
got
the
you.
the Panzer Bjorn, so the armor bears.
Armor bears, tank bears. Interesting.
Does he walk on all fours like a bear or on 2 feet?
It's an interesting combination of
He
two
does
animals.
both. It's if typically the Bjornslek, if they're going to combat, they'll walk on all fours because they're typically faster that way.
Well, yeah, for sure. It'd be better for like a charge as well because you make a smaller target.
Yeah.
Hey, Car.
What?
Please don't be offended in any way when I ask this. Because if you say no, I totally understand. But I've always really wanted to ride a bear.
No.
Okay.
That is humiliating.
So you told me this have happened before.
It is a great dishonor for that to happen.
It's a dishonor. Well, I don't want to dishonor you. I just thought it would be a fun bonding experience. We get piggyback rides to our friends here. But I don't know if I can piggyback ride you. I can try.
If anybody tries to grab my horns, I'm going to throw you through a wall.
That's oddly specific. Has this happened before?
Yes, it has. Look, if it's a nice lady during activities, that's one thing, but not in general. No, I've had people like, oh, good, let me ride on your shoulders. I can hold on to your horns. I'm like, I will stab you with my horns if you try to do that. And yes, it has happened. And yes, I don't like it. It's weird. It's complicated. I've done things. Okay.
Okay.
He just gets irrationally angry about it just because he's just having some bad memories. Like, I had the life before I did this. It's complicated. And he just drops it and doesn't explain a goddamn thing about why that's making him angry.
Okay.
Someone
Well,
can ask about it later.
So,
I get
no
why the bear gets
piggyback
angry.
rides from
I
you?
understand.
I understand if it's a no. I'm just clarifying no.
That's what he said. This was a no. He said it's great dishonor.
I don't know if I believe you.
Do you want me to try to give you a
pick?
piggyback ride?
You want to incite him?
Yeah.
He's 100% being serious.
Sounds like some Ponda bullshit. But it's fine.
I'm not. This guy is from a society where lying and deceiving is not a thing.
But
Hey, I
also, that
respect
seems
that.
very Pacific. Like, we don't get ride. I'm like, why would you specifically have a response to that?
Because somebody's tried to do it before, obviously.
Yeah.
It's a demeaning position.
Yeah.
So, tell me about. You know what? Never mind. I'm gonna go see if. So this is
Are
gonna take
you
a-
asking
so we're gonna go-
why it is that way?
You know what? I don't care enough.
If
Okay.
you're
He said no. That's all we really need to know. It's fine.
if you're wanting to know why, he will explain it to you.
Sure.
Please tell
I'm
me
interested
what
in
dishonors your
learning more about
people.
your culture.
It is a way of expressing dominance. As in, you know that you can defeat your foe easily.
To be fair, she did defeat you easily.
To
But
be
not
fair.
1-on-1.
It was
It's 4-on-4.
we did well. We also had the element of surprise, which is very.
You talking about surprise? I went up there and talked to them.
They still did not. They were eating, and then you still surprised them. I mean, and plus they knew you were there. They didn't know we were there, so the rest of us had the element of surprise.
I was also not in my correct mindset.
Yeah, whatever.
True.
L is a L. Take it to the chest, big boy.
He's young. He doesn't.
I'm young
I
and
am.
full of energy. Look at all this spunk.
Oh, this is fun.
One-on-one combat isn't my strong suit. I don't think I can defeat him easily. I'm more of a supporter from the back.
Look, you can fight fair or you can fight to win. I've had my ass kicked enough times. I know which way I would rather fight. So I'm gonna let him make his armor. I'm gonna go find some food and maybe some female company. Join me if you want.
Play
I don't
music for
care.
money.
I don't think I'm comfortable about money for stuff like that. But tell us about how long this is going to take. If it takes a long time, we have a dragon to deal with.
I need to first find suitable metal that I deem
Okay,
that
then
I
you come
deem
with me,
to.
you come with me,
I
big
mean,
boy. We're
yeah,
gonna go
if we
find some metal.
if we can get an estimate, I mean, if it's like, oh, it'll take like a week, it's like we can hang out for a week. But if it's like, oh, it's gonna take like, you know, multiple weeks or months, and be like, ah, but have fun with that. Bye. Find us when
I
you're done.
will send a letter. What I've been told.
If you ever need to find us, look for the. Just tell them to look for the dark-skinned tiefling. I stick out a lot. It's a good thing I'm not a fucking.
I will
rogue.
do
Anyway.
so. The process is very tedious. Not tedious, but he wouldn't say that. The process is very important.
Yes, you do it thoroughly, and you let it take as much time as you know. I'll tell him how like my order has smiths that are very much the same way.
Yeah.
That if it's not properly, they'll start over.
I want to invite Carr to the bar with me so he can see people having fun.
Do a persuasion.
Oh,
Give me a
boy,
persuasion check.
I noticed you didn't post for this week. This was hilarious. I like this one.
28.
Oh, I did see this one. That's right. I just didn't post it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
he
really like
wants
it.
to decline, but he feels as though that he should at least owe this to you since he was about to kill you without his knowledge. So
I rolled a nat 20. Give me more than that.
Stop being a cheapskate, Pondo.
what
Well,
am I
mean,
supposed to say?
To be fair, in fucking 5e, nat 1's nat 20 for skill check doesn't mean auto success and auto failure. It's just
I rolled a
well,
28.
Yeah, the 28 matters more than the 20 for skill checks. If rules is written anyway.
He does want to get started on making his armor as soon as possible, but he will humor your request.
Sweet. Then
My
I want
patience is
to
limited.
perform in front of the bar to get everybody happy, so we can see everybody having fun.
I've already
I'm
fucked
going-
off to go find
Yeah.
women. So
Essentially,
looking
he's looking around, looking confused as to why all these people are hooping and hollering and not doing work.
I think
Yeah,
it's
no,
party rock.
as soon as he
I'm trying to
says,
show him
as
my
soon as
job,
he
though.
as soon as he has said that I'm just like, I get it. That's his thing. He wants to be alone. I myself, when I go in the garage with power tools, I want people to fuck off. I get it. I'm gone. I will ask Alexander though if he would like to, if we need to make sure that he is a real man before I leave. We can hook you up with some company. You can find a lady. You know, I'll do like the tap him on the side, like yes,
Oh,
no.
man, while they're doing the shenanigans, I'm grabbing pieces of metal like as samples to see if like.
Fair enough.
And when I get back after the shenanigans finished, like, okay, we have this sample, this sample, this sample. Which one's your preference? I give you a large chunk of it to make whatever you need.
Are both of you asking Carr? Who's
Mine's after the fact.
Oh, okay. He's okay. And what is the food about?
I'm getting samples of metal.
Oh, okay. What kind of metals did you retrieve?
I'm like blacksmith. So one of my friends is want to make his armor, so they're buying it. He's a complicated bear creature, about yay big. I just need samples of different metals to show to him.
Your average smith is probably going to have iron and then steel and I mean, if it's like a normal blacksmith, they're probably not going to have like any precious metals around. It's going to be
Yeah.
all, they
So
might have some bronze and copper, but it's mostly going to be iron and steel, I would imagine.
So he has 5 choices between the things that Atomic just said.
yeah, we'll get to that next week. If you're wanting to go with that process with them to at least find the metal.
Yeah.
Because the guilds do have their own smithy that either there is a dedicated blacksmith there, and adventurers themselves can go there and work on their equipment if they wish as well.
I request a audience with this blacksmith to help out this guy that was part of
Okay,
people that's part of the mission. Here we go.
we'll get to that next week.
Speeding this along.
These guys want a bear person on your team. I get it. I understand.
What? I have a dragon. I have a time limit that I need to murder.
I mean, you could go do it.
But I gotta take care of this mission first. You don't leave stuff hanging.
No, I
unless
gotta
you-
fix the fact that he doesn't like music first.
Okay, that too.
these are
I
problems
need-
you're not going to fix anytime soon.
Pondo, I need to get higher on that leaderboard. I only killed a dragon in 1/4. I need to get higher.
No, there's no fourth about it, but sure.
Pondo, just give it to me.
Okay, we'll continue this escapade next week.
Escapade.
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 All right, so is everybody good for next week?
I'm always good, baby.
Yeah, as far as I know, I'm good to go.
Okay. So then we will be back next week. We will be continuing this teaching this bear man the
What music
styles
is.
of, I almost want to say modern society, but technically this would be modern society in their world.
Yeah, it's kind of like the well, I don't know. It's like, when Japan was reintroduced to
Yeah.
society in like the late 1800s kind of thing.
Yep. So should be fun. We'll be doing some a shopping episode, it seems like. And it also
Hey,
seems
shop.
like you'll be doing another dragon fight prep.
Yeah.
All right. So
Sounds
with
good.
that, we'll be back next week.